block, nigga, chop. Pull up to the block and you can shop. Better watch out, cause the cops hot. We shoot a shot if we see the eye. You can't ball if you ain't got no hustle. I keep my grind on, fuck the struggle. Nigga.
Damn, the whole time I was sitting here talking, bro, and I had it on mute. Nah, no donut shop this morning, bro. My bad, guys. I was sitting here talking about Ryan Garcia, Teofimo, thanks shit, bitch, for that no sound. So anyway, no donut shop this morning. I'm going to get me some black in my house, man. I woke up this morning and I ain't have any. So I'm just running to the store, the gas station. Give me some cigars. But yeah, I was talking about how Ryan Garcia basically puts himself above Teofimo Lopez. Just by the way he was describing how the Loma fight would go, and the fact that he doesn't think Teofimo has enough to get past Loma, but Ryan Garcia feels very confident that he can beat Lomachenko. He said Lomachenko's too much of a thinker for Teofimo Lopez. However, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, he understands what Lomachenko does, and he feels like he can beat Loma. So point blank, it just seems like to me that Ryan Garcia is putting himself a level above Teofimo Lopez. That's what it sounds like to me. Wow, that's a jalopy. No, let me not say that. You know, that's what it sounds like to me, man. So, I don't know. Let's see what y'all got. What y'all got? Who are Fred? Yeah, I was on mute. What's up? Nick Harmer, what's up? Iceman, Shiz Biz, Willie Williams, Sean New Boxing. At this point, I have no favor. But a year from now, I can see Garcia. Yeah, you know, Sean, that's an interesting point. And I was saying that on another video, is that Ryan Garcia definitely shows that he's going to get better and better, and he can get better and better. You know what I mean? I still don't know who will win because I see some things about Teofimo Lopez that I don't think everyone sees. Can I get 2 wood chip sweets, please? I see some things about Teofimo that I don't think people are noticing, and we gotta realize too, he's gonna get better. Yeah, he's gonna get better as well, and his skills are gonna improve. And I think Teofimo might be the harder puncher. That's really yet to be seen at this point, but it's very possible that Teofimo is the harder puncher between the two kids. So, man, I don't know. It's like Oscar versus Vargas back in the day. Yeah, no doubt, dog. No doubt. Tim, I finally caught you on an early live. Yeah, man, because I just got off a live with Unbiased. He was on a live for like 7 hours, and I woke up in the middle of the night. I said, "Damn, Unbiased on live this early? Wonder what he doing up this early?" And it was basically he was trying to run. They were talking about religion, so that live went on and on and on and on and on. And you know, talking about religion, bro, you could talk about that for ages. So after I got off on Bias Live, I was already woke because I'm usually up early for the donut shop, even though I didn't have to go today. This is my paint get up, my overall. I ain't feel like getting dressed. I had to run to the store to get a black. The live is actually up. So if any of y'all trying to join the panel, y'all gotta wait till I get back to the house. Because the live is up at the house, but I'm on my phone. I came to the store. Nick, what's up? What's up, Nick? Yeah. I ran to the store right quick. Yeah. And then when we get back home, when I get back to the house, I'm gonna just cut the phone off. Let me see here. All right. So anyway, yeah, we were talking about religion and conspiracy theories and a little bit about the coronavirus and all of that. And he just cut that off about 6:20 or something. I told them I was getting ready to start up a live because I'm woke. We all on, I guess most of us are on some type of lockdown. We're not really supposed to be going anywhere either. And I generally don't, but the gas station right up the street, I just most of the time stay at the house. But anyway, I think that Teofimo Lopez, I think that Ryan Garcia being around Canelo and then the Reynoso gym and all that, I'm not saying that he will never be able to beat Teofimo Lopez or Teofimo Lopez is just better than him flat out. I just think at this point right now, I think Teofimo Lopez would beat Ryan Garcia. See, I'm a fan of both of the kids. Like, I like both of them. And I like both of their tenacity and ambition. Like, they're trying to push forward. They're trying to do things to be great. No one can question what Teofimo's doing. He already beat Richard Comey, and now he's getting ready to fight Lomachenko. And with the Lomachenko fight, it's a win-win situation for Teofimo Lopez. Doesn't matter if he wins or loses. Because if he loses to Lomachenko. And it's so early in his career. He's already won a belt, and he lost to arguably the greatest freaking 130, 135 pounder right now. So, but concerning Ryan Garcia, it's like he's getting better, and he's improving more and more in every fight. Reynoso's doing a great job with that kid. You know he's learning from Canelo. It's always a bunch of clips where he's sitting there kicking it with Canelo and this type of shit. So I agree with you, Sean. We could definitely see Ryan Garcia move leaps and bounds over the next 2 or 3 years. And that, you know what else too? That could be like a huge fight down the road with those two guys, with Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez. That could be one of those big, massive fights down the road. You got the Mexican-American versus the Honduran, Hispanic showdown. I guess they'll find some way to spin that shit. I don't know. All right. Yeah, they'll find some kind of way to sell that. But I think both of the kids are going to do great things. Won't be long though before Teofimo is at 140. Him and Devin Haney, because shit, those guys are big. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. All right, I'm back. Y'all can hear me? Y'all had to cut that phone off because all that goddamn feedback and everything. But so let me put the link back in the chat in case anybody wanna jump on. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Get the chat. All right. So salute everybody. Thank y'all for coming on. Let me see Nick up in there. Doing great, Nick. Thanks, bro. Salute. Daniel Jordan says, D, what's your message? Filipino Beyonce Wilder fanboy. Go learn the sport and don't salute. Don't just ride with one fighter, ride with the sport of boxing. That would be my message to those guys. I'm sorry. Tim says, yeah, I peeped it, D. Wildly avoided, yeah. Sean said, where you from, D? I'm from Richmond, Virginia, Sean, but right now I live in Columbus, Ohio. In Columbus. Sean, you in Canada, right? Williams, Timmy Nealon. I was gonna say I still go to my shop and customer houses. Yeah. I mean, you got to do what you can to earn something while you can. I really don't need the donut shop anymore. I just do it to get out of the house, to tell you the truth. Sean says, and Haney beats both. Teofimo and Ryan Garcia, Sean, you think Haney beats both of them? Salute to you too, Daniel. Appreciate you. Willie says, I'm from my lady going to work. What's good with you? Oh, okay. Everybody saluting each other. Nick said that'd be a massive fight next year if promoted right. Yeah, or like just wait a while for it, Nick. You know what I mean? Let those kids accomplish outside of each other, right? You know, and then maybe meet at 140. I think it would be bigger if they did it that way. You know, because I mean, what's the chances of Teofimo getting past Lomachenko? And if he loses to Lomachenko, then it's not going to make as much sense. But if he goes on to continue to do great, and then we know Ryan looks like he's going to do great. They meet up later at 140. That fight becomes bigger because it's not going to scar Teofimo too much. It's just immediately coming off of a loss. It's not going to make it as big as of a fight because it's a loss, regardless of the fact whether it's to Lomachenko or not. But if he goes forward and does more, and then as Ryan Garcia, and they meet at 140, that's one of those stories. Like, I think that it would be a little more successful that way. Now, on the other hand, if Teofimo can find a way to get past Lomachenko, yeah, the fight would be freaking massive, bro. Right off the bat. Matter of fact, a fight with any of those youngsters would be massive if he could find a way to get past Lomachenko. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that. My man, actual facts. Angel Santos in the building. Sean said Canadian in Taiwan. Oh, okay. You living in Taiwan. Oh, salute to you, bro. What an experience to be out there. Matter of fact, I already know that. I heard you say that plenty of times on your videos. Just won't think it, bro. That's all. What up, Angel Santos? Man, Angel, that link in the chat if you want to jump on. I've been to Cleveland, Ohio. Didn't like it, but the people were cool. Yeah, I don't. I'm not really too. I've been to a game. I went to a game out there, and I go out there for the games. But not really as much no more because LeBron's gone. But you know, sometimes a good team will come in to play against Cleveland. So then it's a good thing to go out there and catch a game there. You know what I mean? I hate to say it that way because you don't really want to go watch the Cavaliers. I mean, LeBron's gone, the Cavs ain't doing shit. But say like Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers or the Lakers or something, they come to play the Cavaliers in Cleveland, then that's a good game to go to. But that's probably all only reason. Style wise, I think he has the style. Okay, you're talking about Devin Haney. Uh, yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. The interesting thing is, Sean, that they all three of the kids, they still have more to prove. I mean, although Devin Haney was and is the champion recess in WBC, he never really fought well to earn that. So he's done out of the three of them, Teofimo's done the most. I mean, he has to be considered the most proven with Coleman because Coleman was a champion and he fought him and took the belt off of the champion. Now, outside of that, I mean, he had Nakatani, which I think was a really good test. Nakatani's right under 6 foot tall, uh, but none of these kids are really truly tested. So it'd be hard to argue that Devin Haney could beat both of them or that any of them could beat each other. We really have to get in there. One thing about Ryan, though, is his chin ain't been tested. And when people talk about him hitting Teofimo hitting Ryan, like, didn't Teofimo take 2 good hooks from Richard Coleman? So we know Coleman's got a little bit of pop with him, and Teofimo ate those pretty well. But with Ryan, we haven't seen that chin tested. That boy, Reynoso's doing well with him, but one of Ryan's flaws was keeping that head, hanging that head up high. And, fucking with a kid like Teofimo, who's always also quick and utilizes positioning and feints well to get those knockouts. That's a danger for Ryan Garcia. So, and Teo's strong. So, and I hear people talking about the attributes like Ryan's height. Ryan is not a Nakatani. I flamed the hell out of Teofimo. I put a video up when he said that no more taller guys. Well, guess what? Ryan Garcia is taller than you, but not to the extent that Nakatani was. Teofimo's like 5'9", Ryan's 5'10". Nakatani was a half inch under 6 foot. So that's not that much of a height difference when we talk about Teofimo and Ryan Garcia. I think the reach is really close to similar. I know Ryan's 71-inch reach, so attributes are similar. And then I just think that Teofimo's underrated, but a lot of people don't give him credit for what he does in that ring. He's less like a Tank Davis. He doesn't rely more on athleticism, speed, power. He does things to set his knockouts up, and I don't think that he gets the credit for that. But it's an interesting fight, man, between any of these kids. Haney versus Ryan, Teofimo versus Haney, Teofimo versus Ryan, Tank versus either of those guys as well. Like, I'm not going to disrespect Tank. We got to put him in the conversation. He's just as an interesting fight with one of those guys. Yeah, we may favor them over Tank because Tank's not doing much right now. However, it's still an interesting fight. Still an interesting fight. Say only way Teofimo wins is by KO versus Lomachenko. Yeah, for sure. That's 100%. And even though Teofimo's my boy, Iceman, I still edge Lomachenko in that fight. Our prediction league's been on pause, of course, because we don't have anything to predict. No fights happening. But I was pretty firm on probably gonna pick Lomachenko by decision in that fight. I don't see, as much as I like Teofimo and as impressed as I am Lomachenko's not going to bite and fall for a lot of the things that his previous opponents fell for. You know, Teofimo does well with set knockouts up, but it's still boxing. And Lomachenko's a thinker. So he was able to set those guys up because they reacted in a way, not knowing what Teofimo was doing. That's how you set guys up. You get them to do something that you want them to do, and you disguise what you're doing. Well, Lomachenko is already going to know about a lot of those things. And this is what people are missing with Teofimo. He's too young. Lomachenko has seen things Teofimo is going to do. How is Teofimo going to adjust to some of the things that Lomachenko is going to do? So as high as I am on the kid, and I'm a big fan of his, I really can't see him getting past Lomachenko. I don't think what he has now, tools he has now, in conjunction with the power he has, I don't think that that's enough. I really don't think that that's enough. And that's just my opinion. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of Teofimo, but it's an uphill battle for that kid. Fucking with Lomachenko. So you're right. They could take a couple of years to rate that fight at. Yeah. I think it would serve them better if they do it a little later. You never really get much out of two prospects. It's exciting, and of course we want to see these things, but in all reality, that none of them are tested. So you got basically two untested fighters in the ring with each other, and since neither of them are tested, like, what are you really proving? That one young fighter was better than the other. So it's better to let them get some work up underneath them. And because I'll tell you right now, it's a conversation, but say Teofimo goes in there and stops Lomachenko and comes out with all of those belts. And man, motherfuckers are not going to be talking about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia can beat him. I don't think anybody's going to be saying that. They're going to have Teofimo, the number one young kid, and he can beat all of them, and you're going to hear all of that hype and bullshit, which I still wouldn't hang my hat on for the simple fact is we don't know what Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney would have done to Lomachenko. We still have to if he beats him, that will be very impressive, but it's not the end all be all because number one, Lomachenko's already outside of his comfort zone. Let's keep it real. He's a natural 126, maybe 130 pounder. 135 is a huge class for Loma. So he's already naturally out of his comfort zone. So it's not the end all be all if Teofimo goes in there and he beats Lomachenko, but he'll get the credit and he'll be better. And people will say, oh, he'll beat up Devin Haney. He'll beat up Ryan Garcia. Did you see what he did to Lomachenko? That will be the narrative. But again, like, it doesn't really work that way. As Sean said, stylistically, Devin Haney has the tools to beat him. Would that change if Teofimo was able to go in there and beat Lomachenko? I necessarily don't believe that would change. Devin Haney would still have the tools to potentially beat Teofimo. But that just means that Devin Haney could have possibly beaten Lomachenko too, or Ryan Garcia could have possibly beaten Lomachenko too. I mean, that's just how I see it. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe not. Lou up in the building. What's good with you, Lou? I might be late on some of the comments, guys. I've been stopping and reading you guys' comments. Chin Smoke in the building. What's good, Chin Smoke? Oh, shit, I am. I'm way behind. Iron Cole, what's good? Lomachenko got flash knocked down once. Yeah, that shit. And everybody always talks about that shit, like, you know. Iron Cole in the building. Jordan says, why he hate Anthony Joshua as a solid resume? I don't know, Daniel. I don't know. Like, I think that a lot of that just has to do with just pure jealousy, bro. Pure jealousy. Deontay Wilder, if it's true that he hate him, but they act like they hate him. A lot of his fans hate him. And I just think that you got to chalk it up to pure jealousy because you got over 40 fights. That man ain't even reached 30 yet, and he's making way more money than you. He's accomplished more than you. He's unified. He's a two-time champion. Jealousy is all I could chalk it up to, Daniel. They just jealous of AJ. That's all I can think of, bro. Because there's no need to hate him if you competing in the sport. You know what I mean? That's it. Sean said that could happen to everyone. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, Colin, great. Fidel. I don't want to butcher your name. What's up, fam? Matador, what's up with you, man? It's 7:15 a.m. over here, Matador. And my man Lou says, hit that like button. Bow. Damn right. Hit that like button for your man DJ. No doubt. Sean says, styles make fights. Damn right, Sean. You know it. It just all depends. And any given night too, bro, because how many times have we seen this in the sport of boxing or a lot of combat sports for that reason? Because I watch a lot of UFC too. But any given night also. Sometimes guys stylistically and strength-wise are stronger than the next man. They may seem to be at a higher skill level, but it just ain't their night. Then you have those certain situations where one fighter is not better than the other, but he just has that fighter's number. Always utilize the example of Sugar Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest wasn't necessarily better than Sugar Shane Mosley, but he had Sugar Shane Mosley's number. Sugar Shane Mosley couldn't find a way to beat him in the amateurs, and he couldn't find a way to beat him in the pros. When we look at the two fighters and their careers and what they did in the ring, will we say that Vernon Forrest was better than Mosley? No. But on the night he fought Mosley, he was better than him. So just boxing, bro. That's just how it goes. Um, and that Teofimo Lopez Lomachenko fight, you got any sense in your head, you would favor Loma, but it's a lot of people out there thinking Teofimo's going to win that fight. Me personally, I am rooting for Teofimo because I have nothing against Lomachenko. I'm not a fan. I'm a huge fan of Teofimo. So it would be awesome for the kid if he could this early go in there and accomplish that. So I'm rooting for Teofimo. Do I think he's going to win that fight? Nah. I don't think he's going to win, and I hope he do, but I don't know. Dan said Teofimo Lopez will beat Ryan Garcia via decision or late. I think he would probably say late stoppage too, in my opinion, bro. Yeah, I think so too. Iceman said, agreed, D. 135 too. Yeah, it's a big class for Loma. So, I mean, it means a lot for the kid, but with Lomachenko, he's being great at 135, just being at 135, and the things that he's done, he's won, he beat up Luke Campbell, he got the belts, whatever, however you want to put it. He's doing great being in that class because 122, 130, I'm sorry, 126, 130 to me would seem like that would be his cap, but he's going the extra mile, would sort of be like a guy at welterweight where, 154 to 160 would be his cap. But he goes and he achieves at 168. That's basically what Loma's doing at 135. It's a weight class over what, to me, would be his cap. And that's just amazing. That's the guy, man. You got to respect Lomachenko, man. Yeah, and that's the danger. That's what makes this. That's why it's not a wash. Like, that's why I say Teofimo has a chance because he does get hit. Pedraza lays some level on Lomachenko, but it's safe to say Pedraza don't carry the fucking power that Teofimo carries. So it's a dangerous fight. The whole division is dangerous for Lomachenko, and again, to me, that's part of what makes Loma great. Because look at what he's doing in this division. Nick Harmer said they all jealous of AJ. Yeah, a lot of them are, Nick. I have to agree with that. They damn sure is showing it. They're showing their jealous faces. Here's Biz Russell Jr. made Loma's glove touch the canvas. Yeah. Gary Russell's a good boxer, man. He doesn't fight enough. We don't get to see him enough, but he's a really good boxer. That's for sure. It's like ball. Sometimes you're just on, yeah, for sure, dog. For sure. We have seen every great fighter have a bad night. Every great fighter has had a bad night. Every great sports team has had a bad night. You know, tennis player, golf player, they've all had bad nights. No one's perfect. Any given night, you know. That's why with combat sports, there's no definites. Some scrub could throw a looping hook and knock the fucking guy out that you didn't think would get knocked out, knock him, slam out. That's combat sports. That's what we're involved in. And Teofimo has what Wilder has against Fury, an eliminator, right? But Teofimo brings skill behind that. That's the difference. He brings skill behind that eliminator, but he for sure has that eliminator. Teofimo knocks guys out. Fuck a TKO. He puts them out of there. Stumbling around the ring, laying on the ring, on the floor, shaking and convulsions or spasms and shit. That's what he does to people. And when you have that type of power, it's dangerous for Lomachenko. And he cannot have an off night fucking with this kid because that could cost him. That could definitely cost him. Do I think that would happen? Slim chance of that, but it's always a possibility. People thought Russell, Walters, and Rigo would win too. Yeah, ain't that the truth? I didn't think. I thought Russell. I did actually think Russell would win, Sean, but I didn't think Nicholas Walters or Rigondeaux would win. I didn't think that. I will say that, bro. John Cable, what's good, fam? Shit's been said, Iceman. Yeah, you're just saying Loma glove touched the cameras. Yeah. You hear that. I like Teal to win, but I feel Loma make him look. Yeah, it's a good chance of that, bro. Kid's inexperienced, and he's going up against a real experienced guy. So let me drop this link right quick again. Anybody want to come join the panel? Come on, jump up. Speak your mind. Everyone gets hit. Lomachenko one of the lower percentage in the sport. Yeah. Everybody gets hit. You know, you hear a lot. Well, Crawford's gonna do this. Crawford gets hit. Well, Canelo's gonna go into that great head movement. Canelo gets hit. Well, Tyson Fury is the best at Tyson Fury gets hit. He got cut by Otto Wallin. They get hit. He's gonna get hit. It's combat sports. Everybody's not Willie Pep. They're not gonna go a whole round without a guy laying a fucking glove on him. That actually happened too. He won the round. I think it was a 10-8 round, as a matter of fact. Didn't throw a down punch, but the fact that he made the guy look so foolish, they awarded him a 10-8 round. True story. I go look that up. Willie Pep. But that type of shit don't happen, man. Guys get hit. That's what this is all about. The key is to get hit as least as possible and not take that big shot. That's the key. But you're going to get touched, which is part of the reason why I am not confident with Demetrius Andrade. Because there's a difference to me from a defensive fighter than a guy that's timid, afraid to engage or be hit. That's what I see with Demetrius Andrade. I don't see a guy that's being slick and doing what it takes not to be hit. I see a guy at this point that's timid. He doesn't want to be hit. He's afraid to engage. Some of the jabs and the straight lefts he throws because he's southpaw, he's not even planting his feet. He's out of position. He's not transitioning his weight when he lets those punches go because he's already on the defensive. He's already pulling back as he's releasing those punches. I did some footage on Demetrius Andrade, and I was showing that, he finds himself off balance, and that's all because of his reluctancy to be hit or to engage. And this is what I see. And Demetrius, these are some of the things that I see in him. What's up, Sean? How you doing, bro?
Good, brother. What's up?
Same old, man. I'm just up early this morning, stuck in the damn house. So just decided to come up here and talk some boxing, bro.
Yeah, I just finished work. And then here you are. So perfect.
Perfect timing. Appreciate you coming on. So
pleasure.
first and foremost, like, what's your thoughts on what I was saying about Teofimo and Ryan? I think that Ryan has the potential. He's in the right camp to probably beat him down the line. I just think at this point right now, I would favor Teofimo.
Yeah, I mean, I would think most people would have to agree with you. I mean, we've seen Lopez in with the better competition. He was in with literally a 50-50 opponent in Come, came out with a spectacular knockout, put himself into a unification fight. Garcia, like one thing you were saying earlier, people were really critical of him having lack of head movement, right? And that was one criticism that lots of people were throwing at him. I mean, fine, you got fast hands and offensively you look good, but your head doesn't move. But obviously now he's working with Canelo's team. He's improving a lot. His left hook fucking looks.
That check hook, oh my gosh, that's nice. That's a nasty thing there, boy.
That shit whips around, man. And with his hand speed and his left hook, he kind of resembles a young Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar was also pretty stiff, right? Fast hands, a great offensive fighter, but pretty stiff looking when you compared him to some of the more, loose stylish fighters. But all we can do is see what he does stepping up. I mean, his next fight is supposedly against Linares. Obviously, Linares is not quite what he was a few years ago, but for a kid like this, it's a great step-up fight. It's by far the best. Yeah, the best opponent he's been in with. A guy that has a great skill set. The biggest question they have about him is his chin, right?
See, that's the thing. When we talk about Oscar and the similarities, Oscar had a fucking beard on him. Boy, he had a beard on him. You know what I'm saying? So if Ryan takes the hit and shows that kind of beard, fucking sky's the limit for that kid. If he shows that he has a beard on him, the sky's the limit for that kid because he has the other attributes for sure. And that's why I say there's no definite, bro. You know how any fighter can have a bad night. Fucking Ali had him. Lewis had him. Tyson definitely had him. You know what I mean? These guys can have a bad night, bro. And fighting a Teofimo Lopez is not the night for Loma to come in there with a bad night. If he comes in there with a bad night against that kid, it could be an upset, But to me, that's what it would take. It would take like Teofimo to be on his P's and Q's and Loma to come in there like on an off night, and then maybe Teofimo could pull it off. But outside of that, as much as I like the kid, I just can't pick him win this fight, bro. And do it.
I sort of think, I mean, obviously stylistically it's different than Floyd against Canelo, but I sort of see it in a similar situation. I mean, Canelo was a good fighter, but some of the questions were he hadn't fought any really live bodies, right? Some good older fighters, but what's he going to do when he fights like a prime dude? And Teofimo Lopez is kind of the same way. I mean, they're stepping in to fight really skilled fighters, not to compare Loma to Floyd, but just there's similarities in the matchup.
Right.
And the same way Floyd was able to control the younger guy and basically force him to fight his fight, Lomachenko is going to be able to do the same thing. Yeah. I mean, obviously Canelo is always a dangerous puncher, and so is Lopez, but what's he going to do as his backup plan? Like, he's saying that he's going to bully him. Well, that's what people thought fucking Canelo was going to do to Floyd. And how did that work out?
I mean, McDonald was going to do that to Floyd.
If he would have fought more like Maidana, he would have had more success, right? I mean, he went in there and never used sort of his physical sort of body against Floyd and sort of limited his opportunity.
Credit to Floyd, though, he prevented that. He did certain things to prevent him from doing that as well. But I do like your analogy because in this era, we would have to consider, not to compare Loma to Floyd, but in this era, we would have to consider him Floyd-esque because his skill set is so far above. And that's just the reality of it. His skill set is so far above, just like Floyd's was. Floyd's skill set was far above those guys. And this is why he was able to do the things that he could do. And I put Loma in that same situation, not at Floyd-esque, but his skill set being as far above. You don't see anybody doing what Loma does in the ring. Nowhere close. You don't see it.
And that's not to diminish Floyd. Some people may take it that way. And not to say that Loma's as good as Floyd. Obviously, he's only had 15 fights. He's had a shorter pro career, but he's obviously a top 3 pound for pound fighter, and he's fighting a kid who looks like potentially he's got great upside, potentially.
Potentially.
Right?
That's the key word.
Yeah, and the same possible thing can happen. I mean, just like Floyd, one of the best things that happened to him was getting Canelo, because now Canelo's going on to be a superstar, and that looks good on Floyd. The same thing is sort of similar to Lomachenko. You know, you get Lopez now, and then down the road he becomes a multiple weight world champion, a future Hall of Famer, and I mean, that's a pretty fucking great name to have on your resume.
Yeah, right. And the kid has the potential to do that. The only question is, when he loses to Loma, will that mental allow him to move forward and do that? He has the potential to be that. But, you know, as brash as he is, taking that kind of loss and how he takes the loss. Now, if Loma goes in there and he beats him in a good, well-deserved decision, like it's a good fight and Loma beats him, fine.
Yeah.
But if Loma goes in there and demolishes him, will he mentally be able to recover from that? That's a good question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think initially already he sort of has his excuse set up that he's struggling to make weight. And as I said, and a few other people have made videos recently talking about how is this coronavirus going to affect Lopez. I talked about boxing overall and how obviously some fighters who are less than focused, not quite as professional, they're going to balloon up in weight, and potentially a lot of them might be forced out of their weight division to new divisions because of just the inactivity, right? Not being able to stay in the ring, stay active. A lot of these guys need a kick in the ass to make sure that they are at their best. And with Lopez, that's the situation with him. I just saw him in an interview. He's at his sister-in-law's down in Mississippi or somewhere. They just had like a tornado hit, and he said he was weighing 160 pounds. And he's looking a little chubby, and he's saying he's fat. And now he's getting back into working out just so that he can lose 10 pounds. So by the time the fight comes, he doesn't have so much weight to get off.
See, and that's the irresponsibility of these kids, bro, because at any given time they could reinstate shit and you need to be in fighting shape. And that's the thing with, like, you guys are still athletes. So, like, before I got sick, I was doing construction, commercial painting, right? I can just slide right back into that. But you guys are fucking athletes. There's no sliding right back into it. You have to be in shape. You have to be fit. You have to be ready. And slacking up now because of the coronavirus is just not a good idea. Eddie Hearn, I was watching him talk about this with his fighters, and he was saying the same thing. He says, listen, it's no excuses. I don't want to hear that, well, you only let me know 18 days. Well, they just told us that we can reinstate boxing. So you should have been in shape and ready to fight, because now it's go time. And that applies for all of these fighters. It's go time. Like, we know that there's a pause now, but y'all motherfuckers should be getting in shape because y'all getting paid millions to do what you do. So get in shape, get ready. No excuses.
Well, it's like analogy I use in other sports. I mean, whether we're talking NBA, which you follow intensely, or hockey, these dudes, man, in the off season work out like fucking monsters to come back even better, right? You know, they understand how they can make themselves better. You know, work on your offhand. You know, work on your in the paint game. You know, hockey players, these dudes have like 5% body fat by the time preseason starts. Like, they're like so fucking ready. You know, they're like scratching down the wall, waiting for the season to begin. And these boxers, I mean, these dudes should be in the gym fucking every day. I mean, even just to get like a workout in, you know, fine, maybe you're not going to be pushing yourself to the highest sort of level, but you're going to push yourself. It's like we just saw fat Adrian Broner on live. What was he on? Some fight something, but he was doing like a challenge with like people who were following him, and he was doing the prison sort of
ramen noodle game. Oh, that shit. Yeah, I see now.
Yeah. So he just got a few guys doing, and, you know, he went through, even though his push-ups were janky as all fuck. But I mean, you know, still, that's a serious workout to be doing in the off season just for like a day. I mean, you should at least be doing something. Yeah.
And see, and then the thing, like, you made a good point too. Like, he's already starting with the built-in excuses and that type of shit, right? The thing is with this, he don't fucking need them. Like, kid, look, you're going against Lomachenko, if you lose, you don't need an excuse. Like, why even start building it up? It's like it's like it's a win-win situation for Teofimo. You talked yourself into this fight. You went in there and you did your job against Coleman. Now you have the fight against Lomachenko. If you lose, nobody in their right mind holds that against you. So it's no fucking need for excuses. None. Like Wilder, yeah, there was reason for his excuses, but Teofimo has no reason for excuses. Not in my opinion.
And that's one of the disappointing things with boxing. I mean, a lot of people tend to be overly critical towards the fighters, and you know, a lot of made excuses before fights even happen, like talking about Lomachenko fighting Haney or Lopez. I mean, people understand why a guy's not so excited to fight these dudes. They're risky, they're unknown. If you beat them, so what? People say, yeah, so you beat a dude that hasn't even fought a top 10 fucking caliber opponent. Ooh, wow, that's fucking excellent. It's like Charlo knocking out Lubin. I mean, it's a good win, but everyone knows Lubin wasn't ready for that, and he shouldn't have ended up having that opportunity at that point. He just hadn't had the right opportunity to develop before getting that fight. So you knock him out, but it's not like that made Charlo into a superstar. People understood that you're really just feasting on a guy before he's at his best. And if you lose, now you're complete shit, garbage hype job.
Right. Ridiculous. Yeah. And I love your fucking videos, bro. How you break down the inconsistencies, the double standards. And, bro, that's why I'm like, dog, yeah, nobody does it better. It's perfect. You know what I mean? It's perfect because that's what they do. And then they want to label everything racism. But you're the biggest racist on the fucking planet, you idiot. And then they're like, oh, I've been called an Uncle Tom, bro. Because I go to channels like yours and just channels of guys that's not of this color that speaks against the bullshit. I'm an Uncle Tom now. So, or you're over there with that racist Sean. I see you on this channel all the time. Or Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy, he's another one. Oh, you buddied up with Johnny Boy. You just a fucking Uncle Tom. No. I listen to Sean and Johnny Boy because they're realistic. You, sir, are an idiot. That's the difference. It don't have nothing to do with the skin color. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You're an idiot.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Some people just push narratives nonstop, and everyone sees it. Like boxers are calling it out. Everyone's calling it out. So when it's that obvious, and it gets to a point where literally promoters, boxers, trainers are pointing it out, what else do we need to say? I mean, it's pretty.
I mean, it's cut and dry, bro. It's fucking cut and dry. So. Jamie made a good comment. He said Loma 20.9% has the highest CompuBox rating since Floyd 24.5. Loma opponents only land at 16%. Very interesting fact. So what is Teofimo going to do to land more?
To be fair, that is prior to him moving to 135 pounds.
True.
Yeah, his numbers have come back down a little bit, but obviously he's still one of the highest ranked fighters in the sport of boxing. But yeah, I mean, it's come down quite a bit because obviously now that, like you were talking about earlier, he's moved to a division where it's not really his weight class.
Right. It's not.
He's fighting here because he's got the opportunity to potentially become undisputed, which he didn't have at 126 with the PBC fighters, which he didn't have at 130 because dudes just were asking for way too much money. I mean, he offered guys contracts, turn it down, right? And then it's like, well, you should be offering them like way more money. But you got to be realistic. I mean, 130 pounds, nobody watches those fights.
No. Loma didn't even have the stock in himself to offer the type of money that they were demanding. Like, you look at Anthony Joshua or Canelo, and I'm not going to the extreme, but just to make it easy so that laymen can understand it. People are going to watch those guys fight regardless of who they're fighting because they're fighting. Loma didn't have that type of stock in himself. So they weren't able to demand that type of money. They were pricing themselves out far overboard because you're asking for this guy to pay you money when he doesn't even have the type of stock to offer you that money. This is a lower weight division. Nobody fucking cares. It's a shame, but nobody cares.
The States, right? That's the thing. In the States, these lower divisions just aren't watched by viewers. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, you have to understand where your audience is, and based on that, you understand that maybe this is why some guys base themselves out of Japan, right? Guys like Roman Gonzalez and, you know, Linares basically had early part of his career in Japan as well. Who was the 135-pound guy that was 100% knockout ratio, ended up killing his wife and killing himself in jail?
Fuck. Name on the tip of my tongue, bro. I read that.
They kept always talking about him playing Pacquiao.
Yeah.
But
name on the tip of my tongue. Tragedy. Tragic case, bro. And those type of shit, that to me is that CTE shit. Like the Hernandez situation in the NFL, you know, just up and kills himself. And that's that getting knocked in the head shit. Because one thing you think about, a lot of guys like that, even the Beterbiev, the Julius Jackson, they knock a lot of guys out, right? But they take hits doing it. And so that shit starts to affect the brain when those guys just snap and do stuff like that. They have everything in front of them. There's no reason, no explanation for those type of things. But that's the danger. It's all kinds of danger in this sport, bro. Not just dying, just screwing your freaking brain up so much that you don't even live a normal life after you finish with this sport. Look at
that was a Nigerian heavyweight that fought David Tua, one of the best heavyweight fights ever. That dude was
that was a banger. I was just watching the Burt Cooper and Ray Mercer fight the other night. Ooh, boy, those guys was throwing leather in that fucking fight. And then I watched the Andre Berto, Victor Ortiz fight the other day, and I watched Vargas and was Vargas and no. Damn, bro, I'm losing. I'll think about it. Anyway, I've been watching a lot of old fights, bro, just because fuck, you know, what else is there to do? But man. Lockdown, bro. I mean, we gotta figure out something to do. And I'm coming now with like some different ideas for the channel, because until they reinstate boxing, we can talk about so many things before it begins to be redundant. So I'm just starting to kind of bring some new ideas into the channel, because man, I can't wait. Hey, look, speaking of which, with what they have planned in Japan, you know, because they're talking about throwing an event sometime here soon, right? And couple that,
I think it's not going to happen now, because Japan just put out a big statement. Because, as you say, they were talking about basically going back to normal, but they had a bunch of new cases that kicked up. So now basically the country's down on lockdown as well. Okay. So they flipped the script.
Okay, so outside of that, what I was really moving in, I was thinking about that. Thanks for telling me that, because I hadn't even looked into that yet. So I appreciate that. But so Dana White, and he's purchased two islands. Okay, one for international fights and one for the fights that he's going to host for the U.S. Do you think that this could potentially be a platform for other combat sports to join in on? And the fact that White purchased that island, you know that motherfucker's all about money, right? So if other networks, even if they join and go get their own island or try to utilize what he has set up, do you think that this could be a platform to bring some of this combat sports back to us, if it's a success with what White does?
It could be, right? Because obviously there's a big need for action and activity. I mean, everybody's sitting at home scratching on the walls. So if you bring sports right now, you're going to get tons of fucking attention, right? Tons of attention. But it's ironic, because who was the guy? Oh, fucking Regis Prograis just commented. Maybe he saw the same thing that you're talking about, but he commented to Eddie Hearn. He said, Eddie, you need to buy an island. Let's get this shit on, me and Hooker, right? So maybe Eddie will hook in with what's his face and have Hooker and Prograis fight card.
Hey, man,
that card was dynamite.
It's all about the money, and I don't give a fuck about the competition or anything like that. That shit crazy. What's up with you? I don't care about the competition. You know, UFC competing with boxing. When that money talks, that will happen. Like, they can make that thing happen. All you got to do is just give Dana White a cut. Oh, yeah, sure, I can fight. I'll just give me a little bit of the dinero.
You're going to buy an island. You got to have some, you got to fill in the dates. You just can't have one activity, right? They're talking about UFC something going on. Maybe that's where it was going to be. So you have one event, and then what are you going
to UFC 249. But, well, the article I read a couple of articles about it. White actually said he already has fights planned. It's not just the 249. He already has shit stacked up. So they're depending on this event to go well. And then he's going to start laying them out. And on both islands, for the international fighters and for the U.S. family. And I'm just excited because I follow UFC as well. So I'm just excited, bro. Like, I'm rooting for, I can't stand Dana White. Let's get that out in the open. I don't like Dana White, but I'm praying that he gets this shit done, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Dana White's side right now because I think it would be huge for combat sports. The other sports can't follow. They really can't follow. It requires too many people, especially the team sports like football and baseball and basketball. It's too many. So they can't really, I don't think they can follow this model, this platform. But combat sports, they can follow this. Hell, to be perfectly honest, sports like tennis may be able to follow this model. And that's a huge sport worldwide. So they might look and say, hey, look at that there. You know, maybe we'll just golf, yeah, sure. Why not? Social distancing, they don't have to stand around each other. Fucking right, bro. Like, this could just kind of, start to trickle down to individual sports, and like, people will start watching sports they never imagined they would watch simply because it's the only fucking thing on. This will bring so much combat sports, no matter how you look at it. And the reason you have so many different combat sports in so many different countries, so many different variations of it, because the reality of it is humans like to see other humans get knocked out. Doesn't matter what country you're in. So if you bring boxing back, even though it's not the discipline that people are used to watching, such as kickboxing or Muay Thai or MMA, it's still somebody with the possibility to get knocked out. It's still two people fighting in the ring, and that's going to draw fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Hockey, right? Canada's sport. We loved hockey because why? Big hits, and then fucking sure as shit, someone's going to drop the gloves and start swinging at each other, right? And they're not the best fights, but, it still brings like a whole nother excitement to it. It didn't transfer over to the States very well, but Canadians, I mean, if you have a big fight in a hockey game, it just makes it even better.
Well, I don't know how much it didn't transfer over to the States.
But apparently, hockey didn't do what they thought it would, right? When they brought Gretzky over there.
Yeah. But I got blue jackets on right now. So no, interesting you say that, because when I was younger, like 18, 19, I wasn't interested in hockey, and the fights is what brought me to the game. So, like, I developed love for the actual game. Because it's having the score is similar to like lacrosse and football, where you have to score in the goal. So picking up on the concept was easier after I was like, oh shit, they fighting. So then I started watching the game, but it was the actual fights that brought me to the game, because I've always been a combat sports fan. I mean, I watched UFC when it first started, and I was watching shoot fighting and shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Clips of that shit. And boxing since I was 5 years old, Little Tyke. So the fights brought me to hockey, because it's like, oh shit, they throwing gloves, you know what I mean? They throw their mask down and they get it in, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, people just like to see mayhem in the ring. So if White can pull this thing off here, I think that's promising for combat sports in general, not just UFC.
He's going to get a lot of negative kickback, though. I already saw articles, like, that's why when you mentioned it just now, I know what you're talking about, even though I haven't read anything specific. But I saw somebody put out a video, and I just saw the title, and it was asking some questions about, just the negativity that's possibly going to be shined on him by doing this. Obviously, because they're talking about social distancing and this and that. Now you're putting on an event. But as you say, with boxing, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to put on an event and keep people separated from each other. There's no fans involvement. It's a television sport, right? Because no other sport is on, you don't need fans to sell it. You could sell 10, 20 million people on TV watching it just because there's nothing else to watch.
Yeah, facts. That's so this is something that's pretty interesting. And Charles D, you got a good point there. Police officers, paramedics, fire workers, hospital workers, this is a fact. A lot of them probably do have what would be considered the coronavirus, and they do have the potential to spread it, but they're public servants and they actually have to still be on the job. Just imagine if all the police in this country laid off. Looting, raping, murder, mayhem would just go mad right now. So that's one of those things where you have to take the risk. Like, they're not fucking laying them off, bro. I mean, just think about it. The fucking stores, as far as water and bread and shit are concerned, they're already depleted. If they lay the fucking only force to combat criminality off, bro, what the fuck? It's pandemonium. This country automatically goes to a third world country in a matter of months.
Well, and some people are just so paranoid, right, about the government. I mean, I saw somebody in a channel, I won't mention on your channel, but one of his viewers was talking about, don't go get tested because they're giving you the disease. Like, that's the kind of message that they're spreading. It's like, shut up, man. We don't need this paranoia.
You don't, but I gotta say something about that, Sean. Now, when it comes to vaccinations, I've never been on board with vaccinations. My kids, like, going through school, I've always signed the waiver. I've not taken a flu shot. Fuck a flu shot, like, which that's a vaccination. And you understand? So I've never had faith in those. I don't really, I get what you're saying. Like, if people feel they need the mask, the gloves, the whatever, the testing and all that to feel safe, then you really shouldn't advocate against that. I don't think you should. Now, you personally, if you feel that you shouldn't take the virus or you against vaccinations for some reason, then fine, don't take it. But yeah, I get what you're saying about pushing that message, because like,
this isn't even vaccination, right? It's just a test. They're sticking a swab.
But they're against the whole system. The people that saying these things are against the whole system. And I do think, I mean, I get what you're saying, because what happens if you're wrong? If you're wrong and you're pushing this message about not getting tested, not getting this, not getting that, and then you're wrong, then you literally just doom the thousands or millions of people that's following you. You basically just doom them. So, like, keep it to, I mean, make your own decisions. I like, a lot of times I tell people, like, fuck that, I'm not taking any vaccination. But that's me personally, and I will make that known that that's the way I feel about it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to push my ideas on anyone. Because again, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but
Yeah. But like you and me, I mean, we both were vaccinated as kids to get into school and this, that.
Yeah, right,
but
right.
As adults, I mean, if you're healthy, you don't need vaccinations for flu. You get the flu, you fight it off. I mean, we've had the flu before, so our body already has like antibodies set up, right? So it's sort of a different scenario. With regards to this, I mean, I don't think people need to be vaccinated next year because of fucking this disease either. If you get it, you can go to the hospital and they'll treat it and obviously give you the vaccination. But I mean, it seems to be unnecessary to go get a vaccine for a disease that you might not have to worry about. It's like Angelina Jolie, who did like genetic testing that said she was prone for breast cancer. So what did she do? She had her breast removed. And it's like, what? What the fuck's wrong with you? I mean, you're rich. You can go to the doctor every day. Just because you're prone to potentially getting it doesn't mean you will get it. Eat healthy, get tested. You may never fucking have to do it, but
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these cancers come from what we're consuming. So you change your diet first and foremost. If you find out that, again, the medical society may tell us some of these things are inherited, but that may not necessarily be true, because diets have been linked to cancer exponentially. So if you find out that you're prone to get this or that, then also find out nutritionally what could you change to prevent it. Maybe try that, because there are ongoing cases now where people are prescribed with this pill and that pill, and so they got 9, 10 fucking prescriptions that they take every day. Okay, and this is what the doctors tell them. Well, you're gonna need this and you're gonna need that because of this and so blah 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 blah. So they change their diet nutritionally, and in a matter of months, they don't need this pill and that pill and this pill and that pill. And some of them are down to one or none of these prescribed medications.
Like
diabetes is a perfect example of that. It's a perfect example. Change your diet. You can not slow it down. You can actually cure it, eliminate it.
Yeah.
No pharmaceuticals, anything, just simply by changing a diet, and it's been proven. So, that's why I don't eat meat, man. I don't eat any kind of meat. I don't eat any byproduct of land animals, like milk. I use almond milk. I don't eat cheeses. I use almond cheese made from. It's not the greatest. I won't lie. I won't sit up here and lie and say it tastes like cheddar or Swiss or mozzarella. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I won't tell anyone that lie. And I don't even really use a lot of it, because I've gotten to the point now where some of those foods, they repulse me. I used to love them, but my system, my palates don't even enjoy that shit anymore because I've been off of it so long. That's number one. But number two, I've gotten to the point where I don't really want to replace certain things. I just don't want to eat it no more. You know what I mean? And then when you try to replace certain things like chicken, if you plan on going vegan or pescatarian, forget about replacing chicken. It ain't gonna fucking happen. I don't want to hear shit about this tofu or the meatless products. That's all bullshit. I'll tell you right now, I'm pescatarian. I don't eat meat. It don't taste nothing like it. You can marinate it, soak it, drain it, whatever the fuck you want to do. You're never going to get that consistency or that taste. They're lying to you, people. It's going to be you just have to change your habits. Don't try to replace, just get used to something else. Get used to a different taste. And once you do that, you'll find a lot of success. But if you spend all your time trying to replace beef or bacon or chicken, you're going back to eating meat. It ain't going to work, bro.
Even though in saying that, when I lived in Vancouver after university, I traveled around Asia. I worked at a vegetarian restaurant in Vancouver. Their meatloaf, which obviously wasn't meatloaf, that was the fucking best shit ever. I used to cut blocks of it, take it home when nobody's watching. That stuff was excellent.
Yeah, man, that's how it is. And Charles D, I agree with you. He said chicken tofu is terrible. Yeah, it is, bro. I don't even eat that shit. It's disgusting. And, people say, oh, it's good. All you have to do is bro, I've tried. I will admit it. I've tried. I've cut it thin, put it in the freezer, drained it with the paper towel and all the bullshit that they talk about, marinated it in sauces and then cook it. And it still tastes like mush to me. Or chewy substance. It don't taste like no fucking chicken, bro. And it's not good. I don't even use tofu. And I think tofu is a soy product, and the soybean is not great either. So y'all avoid that lie as well.
It's also cancerous for women.
Yeah. Avoid that lie as well, people. The soybean, I don't consume it. Because I'm a vegetarian. People think, oh, well, he eats a lot of soy products. Bullshit. Soy is bad as well. So don't fall for that lie. Tofu's made from soy, so it ain't really good to be eating that shit anyway.
No.
So, that's why it's nasty. Because you don't supposed to eat it.
What do you think about this fight that I just saw today? I mean, obviously it's a card that's not going to happen. But I think it probably was that Regis Prograis Hooker card. They also had, of course, Luke Campbell and Fortuna on that card, which is fantastic. But then they had the fight with Daniel Lucianov, the next Lomachenko, who he's not really the next Lomachenko, against Julius Ndongo.
Damn, boy, that's a nice card.
I know, eh?
And then it's funny because the first two fights you mentioned, oh gosh, I want to see that Campbell Fortuna. But then, damn, and Ndongo and Lucian, damn, that was an excellent fucking card, bro. And who would you pick to win that fight? Because And Dongle got a little left in him, bro. What do you think?
I think we can criticize him. We'll criticize Ndongo because he got knocked out by Prograis and Bud Crawford. But I mean, okay.
Right.
So, let's be fair. He also beat Ricky Burns and he beat that Russian guy, Trovanovsky, or whoever his name, if I'm butchering his name, I'm sorry. The guy that was the 140-pound champion. He beat both of them to win those 2 titles.
Right.
Yelenusiov is a good amateur, but as a pro, I mean, he's kind of been so far nothing to write home about. So it's a good matchup, right? I think it could go either way. I could definitely see Ndongo schooling him because he's just more experienced. He's tall, he's long, he's got some power. Or you can just potentially
with a body shot.
Yeah. Or this potentially could be the kind of fight that really sort of gets this guy focused and we see truly all the things that people talked about when he first came out of the amateurs and compared him to Lomachenko, which was, huge praise.
Yeah. Lomachenko is one of these guys that ascends eras. He's not like, you know what I mean? He's one of these guys that in this era of boxing, he's going to be one of those special guys. Because when you get a fighter where people start automatically saying, are they going to be the next? Then he's already at this plateau where, you understand where I'm going with that? Like, he's already at this plateau. People can hate on him as much as they want. But when you start talking about, this guy might be the next Loma. Well, just by simply saying the next Loma, he's already at that plateau. He's already there. And that's just the reality of it.
And the people criticizing him, they're comparing him to Floyd Mayweather. So you say he's garbage and he's not that good, but you're comparing him to Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
I mean, by doing that, you're giving him huge compliments. Like, why are you comparing him to Floyd? Compare him to fucking Zach Judah.
Right. That would be like comparing Kyle Kuzma to Michael Jordan. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't compare Kyle Kuzma to Michael Jordan. You're going to compare to LeBron. So just by comparing him to one of the greatest, that's another thing that's already putting him there. He's like already there for all of you fucks that's hating on him. Like, you put him there yourselves. When you talk about these things. So it's like, the dude's amazing, bro. I've always been anti-Bob. I will be truthful. Actually, I've always been anti-promoters, network sanctioning bodies, or whatever the fuck. Because I think that they're necessary in this sport because they're a part of this sport. So we need them for the sport to function. But I don't like them. And I've always been clear about that, okay? But Bob Arum, I've always had issues with Bob Arum. So I never really had the opportunity to jump into Loma. I always knew that he was talented because I'm a fan of boxing first. I don't pick sides of the streets or fighters. If my fighter's fucking up, like when Teofimo Lopez came up in there and said, "Oh, no more tall fighters," I put a video out flaming the hell out of that kid. And I'm a huge Teofimo fan, but you got to give, the criticism where it's due. Like Decent Rhyme says, what he say? Nobody's above criticism or beyond praise. And that's how it is. And when you're a fan of boxing and you understand that boxing first, fighter second, then you have this attitude. But everything else outside of that, like politics, I never go for these guys. So I never really got a chance to get into Loma because I was so anti-Bob. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Bob Arum's just going to fuck it up. Yeah, this guy might be good, but Arum's not going to do right. And that's just, I still don't like Arum. He brings us good fights, don't get me wrong, but he's an asshole. And anybody that knows anything about boxing, they know Arum's no fucking angel. So,
but you're older as well. I mean, you've been watching boxing for a long time. I mean, all promoters were fucking seen as dicks. Nobody was ever dick riding a promoter back in the day. Whether it's Don King, fucking Butch Lewis, fucking any of the UK fucking promoters, Bob Arum, nobody fucking was fanboying for this guy going, this dude's for real. These other guys are fucking, fuckheads. No, we understood all of them are fuckheads. And they're all stealing money from the fighters. And obviously, being boxing fans, we side with the fighters. But as you say, promoters are a necessary evil, and nothing's changed. I mean, if anything, the sport's cleaner than it was, so promoters have less room to fuck boxers over than they used to. But that's about the only difference going on. Boxers are a little more savvy. Maybe they have smarter team members around them now who take care of them financially. And they've learned, right, from watching guys like Floyd and other guys, you sort of learn that you need to manage your career and not allow other people to do it. But promoters, man, who ever fucking wanted to ride a promoter or a platform? I mean, when we watch boxing, if it was on ABC, CBS, NBC, ESPN, HBO, Showtime, who gave a fuck? As long as we had boxing to watch.
Yeah. Friday night fights. Tuesday night fights. Remember those, bro? God damn, I miss that shit. You just flip the tube on, and it was some good fights. I don't know, like for you younger fans, if you guys, man, you go back to the fucking late 80s, early 90s, those Friday night fights, bro, it was some bangers on Friday night. Free television. No pay-per-view, no prescription, just free television. Cut it on and watch the fights.
That was the fight we were talking about, the Tua and the Nigerian guy.
Yeah.
That was on After Dark.
Yeah. I remember. I used to watch that too.
And those fight cards were always fantastic. They had, and most of these guys weren't elite level fighters. They were top level dudes, but not elite, right? So they were on these things. We could watch them for free, and they were fantastic fights, great matchups. Now, dudes can't fight anybody without people shitting on them because it's like, who's this guy? I don't know who he is. I've never heard of these dudes. And it's like, whatever. Before, when it was Friday or Tuesday, I was happy boxing was on. I sat down and then I opened my fucking Ring magazine just to check out who they were and where they were ranked and if I didn't know who they were, right? So you do some research.
Yeah, man. It was terrific, bro. We gotta get that shit back. Wasi Rama in the building. He said, big up, Mr. Newton. And D, what's up, Wasi? Yeah, man. But I'm just excited, bro. I just gotta keep driving back to Dana because I'm rooting for Dana because I want our sport of boxing. Like, I love UFC. I love sports. Like, let's get this out of here. I'm a sports fanatic, and I actually started this channel off with way too many sports. And I found out, like, wait a minute, I can't cover all of this shit. Because when I started, I was doing football, basketball, MMA, boxing, and then I was even doing live commentary for tennis finals. And I was like, this is way too much, bro. All right. But I'm like a sports fanatic. But for boxing and combat sports, I'm just so excited because, bro, this can bring us some fights back. I don't give a fuck about how they feel without the fans being around them in the arena. They'll be in the ring fighting. That's what I'm interested in. You know what I'm saying? And this will bring us some fights back. Potentially this can bring us some fights back. And it will also bring a fan base. So if it brings a fan base to boxing, for guys like Sean and I, we have to understand this also brings a fan base to us. And we can be the catalyst to spread the truth about this sport. Like, we're getting a new audience to entertain, but also educate them on how shit really works. Like, don't let them fall into that LDBC shit and all of that. Like, let's educate these fans on how it really works. And it gives us the opportunity to do that because the LDBC, even before this corona shit happened, guys, that shit was on the decline because they started getting in the ear of some of the officials in the sports and they don't like what they hear. So once they start to get attacked by those people, you can hang it up. So now we have this platform, Sean, Unrivaled, Julius, Ring IQ. We have this platform where we can educate these people on the reality of this sport, keep them away from all that narrative and shit. So if Dana White can get this to happen, that actually opens the door for us, for the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just loving this. So hopefully he gets it done, bro. You know?
Yeah. And if he'll throw Grayson Hooker on, that would be great.
Dog, I'm tuned in. I don't give a fuck if they charge $100 for that shit. I'm watching it. I ain't even gonna lie. At this point, I haven't had no sports or anything. I'll pay $100 right now. I'll be.
Well, they would probably, wouldn't they put that on the UFC channel? Isn't there like a UFC channel, right?
Probably. Well, I think he's with ESPN Didn't they sign with ESPN or something, or Fox or some shit? I don't know. Don't they have an app like UFC app or something? They partnered up with someone now. It probably would be
They have their own.
yeah, their own app. It'll probably be on their app, which would be. And I don't care what they charge for it. Like if I pay the whole month subscription because I get that fight, bro. Like you know what I mean? I'm there. This event.
Well, that's what
yeah, and I would suggest anybody else too. Boxing Logic United, Myron Magnus, what's up? I would suggest anybody to do this too. If you guys are interested in boxing coming back, support that UFC 249 event. Pay for it. Because, dog, the more money that thing makes, the more that these other sports are going to try to get it done. So if you guys want your sport back, remember, it's combat sports. Go pay on April 18th. Pay for UFC 249 because that can potentially open the door up for our sports. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Pay for that shit. Don't stream it. Don't stream it. Pay for it because they need those numbers and it can help this sport. I'm being serious about that shit. Buy it. So that's just, and there's going to be some good fights too. Justin Gaethje, although I picked Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje and Ferguson, hey, it's going to be a banger. And then Rose Namajunas fights. She's a fucking dog, bro. That's going to be a banger. So it's going to be some interesting fights. Let me tell you something. Those women in the UFC is sort of like women's boxing. They're more exciting, bro. They get in there and they let them fly. You know, it's always with the men. It's always more of a technical battle, whether it be UFC or boxing. You see the guys rolling around on the floor, more thinking because guys are more dangerous. They can do more harm to each other. But with women, they can literally do less harm than guys can do to each other and can let those things fly, bro. So order the fights. Order them.
Did you see what's her face's face after that fight? The
Joyce check, John.
Girl.
Check. Oh my God, bro! Like she looked like Rocky Dennis.
Elephant Man.
Yeah,
I saw the picture. I was like, fucking Christ, man! What happened to that girl? She get hit by a truck.
She was literally unrecognizable, bro. Like she did not look like Joyce check at all. Like the shit was crazy. But yeah, man. But that was a hell of. Did you see the fight?
I haven't. No.
Oh my gosh, dog! Go watch that fight. Go watch that fight. Even as a boxing fan, you're definitely anybody in this. Because Boxing Monster, he don't like UFC. Anybody in here, go watch that fight. I guarantee you guys will enjoy it because yeah, man, they were banging. And that Zhu Wing, that girl, look, she throws bombs, bro. She throws bombs. Joyce check face looked like that because those bombs she was throwing. She was taking them too. Her face was all fucked up too, bro. Like that was a brawl right there. Her chin smoke like that Rocky Dennis shit. Y'all, if y'all don't know who Rocky Dennis is, it's this movie with the singer Cher. It's called The Mask. Rocky Dennis was her son in that movie. So he had his big, so I was just, that's what chin smoke. He must have remembered the movie.
I never saw that movie either. I just didn't want to see that guy's face. And that's what when I saw her face, I was just like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was crazy. It looked so painful. Just imagine her the next day, because you know those hematomas like that, they're painful. I had one before. They're painful the next day after. As that shit's going down. And she had two big ones. She had them on both sides. Yeah. Bro, her shit was fucking throbbing that next day. Like, whoo.
Yeah. Straight out of her head.
For sure, dog. For sure. It reminds you, remember Hasim Rahman when he got
over his eye.
That bitch looked like a damn grapefruit sitting over the top of his eye.
That wasn't too bad. I didn't mind looking at him. It kind of looked stylish. But when I saw her, it was just like fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it was bad.
But maybe I don't mind watching men get beat up, but women not so much.
Yeah, but I tell you, even women's boxing, a lot of people don't like it. But I think that they should give it more of a chance. Check it out, man. It's exciting, I think. You don't get the knockouts, no. You don't get the amount of knockouts, but it's at some levels more action because You get a lot of these men fights where it's a chess match, bro, and you see a lot of feints and guys that not really willing to engage. Those women let it fly, bro. They get in there and they let those punches fly.
It's like watching lower weight men, right? When you get down to 108, 112, 115 pounds, right? A lot of action, not necessarily big knockouts. Dudes are beating the crap out of each other, right? But most guys don't have that one punch knockout power.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, I'm carrying y'all. I got to make some coffee, man.
I'm going to walk the dog. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks. Cheers.
All right. So, that was pretty cool. Sean's cool. Let me put the link in the chat just in case anybody else want to jump on. Hey, guys, too. Also, it's an open topic. So, Myron Magnus, click that link, bro. Come talk to me, man. You ain't been on here for a minute, dog. Peace out, Sean. Appreciate you, dog. Oh, D said them women were using feints, but we're struggling in between. Yeah. No doubt. And this thing hot as hell. I gotta get ready to take this off. I need somebody to come click that link. I need a break. I gotta go take this hot ass jumper off. I went to the store. Ready, make me some coffee, man. But all right, so let me see. What was the Nick Blackwell? Toby said Nick Blackwell versus Chris Eubank. Why Blackwell left eye swell up like crazy? Yeah, I remember that. Toby. Nick Harmon says, apart from ring IQ, does anyone know if there's any other women boxing channels? Actually, I don't, bro. And that's where I go too, Nick, for all my info to keep updated, because I don't follow women's boxing nowhere near the way that dude does. And everything I've checked, one thing about ring IQ, everything that I have checked behind him, he hold on, guys. Let me put this camera off. My wife didn't know she was on camera. Not my fault. You walk behind me, woman. But anyway, damn, I just lost my thought, bro. Oh, yeah, Julius. So I watch his channel all the time for women's boxing now. That dude he's on point. Like, he keeps up with all of them too. So I don't know anywhere else, Nick. I always go to Ring IQ, and he does so well. I really haven't really searched around for another channel to follow women's boxing, because he puts out a pretty good deal of information on it. And it's like I said, checked behind him. I check behind pretty much everybody. I don't just listen to what people tell me. I always check behind them. But every time I've checked behind Jay on his information, it's always been on the up and up. So when I get that kind of thing, I just pretty much follow them. You know what I mean? Wood Stay Real TV in the building. What's up, Wood? He said, my wife can take a shot. Yeah, I know. She hates to be on the camera. But you got to tell me, you get ready to walk up behind me, dog. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Tim? I didn't know you was getting ready to come up behind me. Charles D said she about to throw a hot rinse on you. Nah, nigga. She ain't even start fixing that yet. So I'm safe from that. Shit. Wood in the building. Wood said chilling, bro. What's good with you, Wood? I'm gonna drop that link in the chat, man. Wood, come up, holler at your boy. Yeah, so no donut shop. Somebody asked me about the donut shop. Ain't no donut shop in the morning. I was just up early because I fell asleep early last night. I woke up like I'm supposed to be going to the damn donut shop, but I won't. It was just those hours. So I jumped on Unbiased channel because they were talking about religion and conspiracy theories and everything. So I jumped on his channel. He ran a damn live for like 7 hours. Then I just cranked up a live. after I got off his channel. That's how we do. Just keep talking. Keep ourselves entertained. Canelo got Bivol issues, D. I think Canelo hangs around 168. You know, I got Bivol beating Canelo, Charles D. And if Bivol was to, if Canelo does something at 168 and gets a belt there, say unifies or whatever, but if he gets a belt at 168, I don't really see no reason for him to run from Bivol. I think he should stay there and then potentially fight Bivol, win or lose. But if Bivol comes to 168 and Canelo's sitting there with a belt and he doesn't fight Bivol, I'm gonna call that shit a duck, bro. I'm gonna call that shit a duck all day. If he does, I won't hold it against him for not for not going to 175 to fight Bivol or Beterbiev, because Canelo never said that he was campaigning at 175. He just went up there to beat up Kovalev and take that belt. The idea was never to campaign at 175. But if he avoids Bivol at 168, I would call that shit a duck. And hell yeah, he will have Bivol issues, because as much as I like Canelo, everybody know I'm a fan of him. I don't see him beating Demetrius Bivol. What's up, Wood? You there, Wood? But yeah, I think he do. But I don't know, Charles. I don't think you think Bivol's gonna come down before he fights Beterbiev, or will that Bivol fight happen? Because I know that that's a fight that a lot of people want to see. I know I want to see Beterbiev versus Bivol. They're basically the two guys at 175. The two names at 175 that really pose any danger of beating each other, because I don't think anybody else beats Bivol but Beterbiev and vice versa. I don't think anybody beats Beterbiev but Bivol. Bivol versus Benavidez. Yeah, that would be a show, but Benavidez is still young. I think that's a good matchup, JB. I agree, but who would you favor? Who would y'all favor in that fight of Bivol versus Benavidez? Because to be honest, I think that I like Jose Benavidez. Don't get me wrong, but I think I would have to favor Demetrius Bivol in that fight. Benavidez still a big green. He still got a little more to prove. I don't think Anthony Durrell puts him at the. I don't think that gives me enough to say that he can fuck with Bivol. Not to say I wouldn't like to see the fight. I would actually like to see Bivol step down there and fight any of those champs. Benavidez, Plant, Smith. I would like to see any of those fights. So I would like to see it, but I have to favor Bivol. Yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Nick says that'd be a good one. Charles D said Benavidez getting stopped. JB said I would have to favor Bivol. Yeah. Yeah, me too, man. I would. Man, it sucks because we have no idea when boxing will return. Yeah, I know. That's a fact, Tim. Iceman got Bivol. Charles D said Bivol got popped. He got popped from what, Charles D? Benavidez coming with that wild aggressive shit. Bivol will time his ass. Yeah. Yep. I think so. Bivol should fight Beterbiev and school him. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying too, I was like, would Bivol come down to 176 without fighting Beterbiev? Because let me ask y'all this. If Bivol did make that move, came down to 168, and even though he'd be challenging champs and probably beat him, would you guys consider that a duck on Beterbiev? Because I think I would consider that a duck on Beterbiev. Like, he should try to make the Beterbiev fight. He should try to make that fight happen before he moves down 175. What y'all think about that? I wouldn't. Again, I would like to see Bivol fight Plant, Beterbiev, Smith, BJS even, but I don't think that I would rather see him fight any of those guys before I see him and Beterbiev get it on. Yeah, I think that Bivol wins too. A lot of people think Beterbiev wins, though, Willie Williams. But I'm with you. I think Bivol wins that fight. Beterbiev is going to be a problem in the future, though, for sure. For sure. It's a lot of young talents, bro. There's going to be Daniel Dubois, Virgil Ortiz, Hoops Ennis, Shakur, Teofimo, Ryan. Like, we got a lot of young prospects coming up that look good, man. And I put Benavidez, I'm with you, JB. I put Benavidez in that category. I want Bivol to stay at 175, face Beterbiev. Me too, Nick. Me too, bro. Bivol will have skills too, not just power. Oh, yeah, for sure. He has nice skills, nice lateral movement, good output. Yeah, he's got great skills, bro. Nah, I wouldn't. But I wouldn't be disappointed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying either. I mean, that's what I'm saying too, Wasi. Like, I would like to see him fight those guys. But, you know, I would rather see him fight Beterbiev first. Now, if he fights Beterbiev, win, lose, or draw, and then goes and fights those guys, fine. But I still would like to see him engage with Beterbiev before he makes that move. Nick, yeah, bro, you should never leave a division until you beat the best. Damn right. That's what I'm talking about, JB. 175 ain't been trying to unify. Yeah, I know. That's why you got to give a shout out to Vosdick. At least he tried, you know. He went in there and fought Beterbiev and tried to unify. These other guys just seem like they're not doing it. I heard Bivol is a network free agent too. Oh, really? Oh, good. If that's the case, that means no excuse for side of the street, right? I can see why Bivol will want to fight Canelo, big payday though. I mean, everybody wants to fight with Canelo, to be perfectly honest, man. Yeah, Sean Newton. I was just looking at the private chat guys before he left. Sean Newton said, "New new reality TV show, Boxing on the Island." Yeah, that's a good one. It's gonna sell. There'll be a lot of people, man. Solo. Yeah, I agree. I think Vosdick could if he changes his trainer. Yeah, Vosdick is still. Speaking of Vosdick, he's still relevant. He lost to Beterbiev, but he's still relevant. And going back to Wasi's comment, I do think that it'll serve him well to change trainers. You know, no disrespect to Teddy, but look, man, Teddy's a motivational trainer, and sometimes that don't work for certain boxers. You know, so yeah, man. Look, that's a good comment, Wasi. I think Vosdick is still relevant and he could do some things. He just, it's not always the worst thing to change trainers, guys, which we've seen over and over again. Boxers have good success with it. Lennox Lewis said he intentionally changed trainers. He got all he could get from one trainer and he would train to another trainer, and it wasn't because of issues or problems. It was because he felt like he plateaued with one certain trainer. So he decided to move on to another trainer to get more skills and, you know, more techniques from a different trainer and get all he could get from that trainer and move on. So not always a bad thing. And I think that it may serve Bosdick well if he jumped in there and got another trainer and, you know, kind of tweak some things in his style. He could come back and actually become champion again. Don't be like Jalik and mention Blair Coffin. Hell no, man. I don't see nothing in Blair Cobb. I see nothing special in Blair Cobb. I mean, he's got some good movement and stuff, but you know. Oh, Madrigal, oh my God. Madrigal and Rosario. Good fight. And I think what is he? Czech, Yugoslavian, but I think he wins. Gabe Rosario, man, is a gatekeeper. I think this guy will beat Gabe Rosario. I actually was looking at that guy, JB, before everything got shut down. I was looking at them, prediction league or one of the prediction leagues or something. But anyway, I think he'll beat Gabe. That's what I think. Wood, you there yet? Hey, I see you in the chat. Would you on mute too if you was trying to talk? John Cable says the boys is still young and untested, but he has the potential to be a future heavyweight down for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I put him as one of those promising young prospects. I got your mic? I don't think so. Did I? No, it say I can't unmute your mic. You got your mic muted, huh? You got to unmute your own mic. I think you muted yourself somehow because they said I can't unmute it. All right, let me see. And the solo read. I'm biased. You ain't sleep.
Nah, I can't, man. I'm up. The kiddies just woke up, so you know me, man. Nah, I can't. What happened?
No, that was good. Yeah, I can hear you, but you kind of muffled, bro. You like breaking up and shit.
Hold on. Let me see something. Let me go to my
Oh, you good now? You good now?
Okay. I was gonna go to my. What's going on? What y'all talking about?
Who's that?
Just anything and everything, bro. It's just kind of open.
Stay real.
But we were just talking about Marmadov and Rosario fight. And of course, it might not happen, but
Rosario and Marmadov. You talking about the guy that beat the other guy?
The Russian Yugoslavian guy or whatever. Rosario. I think he'll beat Rosario. I mean, Gabe Rosario is a gatekeeper, bro. He doesn't present a lot of problems. I mean, he's a good test. He's a good test for guys.
Wait, who's fighting?
Marmadov and Rosario.
Danny wanted to fight. Danny Jacobs wanted to fight Rosario.
Danny Jacobs? Yeah, I think Danny beats him too. I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I don't got really. I
watched an interview with Danny
Rosario.
I watched an interview with Danny and Eddie, and Danny was saying that at 168 he wants to just get rid of this guy because he's annoying the hell out of him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm biased. What you think?
I'm sorry. So Gabe's fighting. Who's the Russian guy again?
I think Gabe just asked about Marmadov and Rosario, and then you said Jacobs and Rosario.
Got hella background noise.
Yeah, that's the baby. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's my daughter. Just.
Oh, that's Eric. Yeah, Eric. Listen, we love the kids, bro, but when they is loud at the mic, you got to mute, though. I thought that was a
Nah, she's in and out of the house. She's just running about. Like 1 minute she's out, so I unmute it, and then she comes back.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, you can't. That's how the kids are, bro. Especially they stuck at home.
True. That's very true.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I'm gonna pick Gabe to lose.
Yeah.
Because it's Gabe. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who you said he's fighting, but I'm gonna go with the other guy.
Yeah. That's why I say
I like Gabe though.
I think Gabe is a test. Like he's a good test. He's a good guy to get in there and to see where how you look. And if you get beat by Gabe, then you better go back to the drawing board. Like that's the kind of fight it is with Gabe.
Are we talking about a prospect? Gabe's a gatekeeper. That's about it to what.
Yeah,
we talking about a prospect right now? A prospect fighting Gabe?
Well, he's not really a prospect. He's just not. He's not proven over here.
What's his name? I'm sorry. Marmadov.
Yeah. So he said future fight, title fight, JB. Talking about a future title fight. YC Rahman Joyce is EFO, a setup fight for Du Bois. Will be a good gauge to see where he's actually at. Joyce may be slow, but he has a great chin on him. So I'm intrigued to see who wins. I think, let's talk about that fight for a second. Joe Joyce and
I got Joe Joyce beating that fight.
You got Joe Joyce running Wood. Break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Yeah. The other guy, he's very Dubois is very he's slow. Is his defense. His defense is his. He got the power, but his defense is bad. And the other guy, he throws a lot of punches. He let his hands go. And I believe that's going to be the key. That's going to be the key. The punches, the punch output is going to be too much for Dubois. Dubois is not going to be able to set. He need to be set to get off. Some people got power, but they need to be set to do it. And some people can get their power off without having to be so set to do it. But Dubois need to be set up, and by the other guy throwing so many punches, it's not going to allow him to sit down and plant his feet, and that's going to cause him a lot of problems. And Joe Joyce is a big guy too. I believe that's going to be an upset.
Joyce got a hell of a chin on him too, bro. He's got a good beard.
I want to go back to that Gabe Rosado fight before, and now I know who you're talking about, bruh. That dude Marja he's gonna body Gabe, bro.
That's what I said. I was like,
they sacrificing. That's low key grimy, bro. They sacrificing Gabe because that dude, he looking like a monster. I don't know what it is, man. These new breed of Kazakhstan fighters or Uzbekistan.
Kazakhstan, that's what it is. Kazakhstan, that's it.
The dude that's ranked in Andrade's rankings too, bro. What's his name? Is like Jubek. He's a fucking problem. I don't know what they drinking and eating over there, but they look crazy.
They drinking and eating steroids. That's what it is.
I don't know what it is, but they looking crazy, bro. Like they look promising, like monsters, bro. So
well, Wood, I'll tell you this. In that area where these guys are from, and even if you look outside of boxing, if you look at like UFC. Or if you look at wrestling, and I mean like Romo Greco wrestling, not the WWE shit.
You mean Greco-Roman wrestling?
I mean Greco-Roman wrestling. I'm sorry, but when you look at those type of sports, these guys from that area, they've always been strong, and it has to do with how they're raised up. You know, their lifestyle basically. It's cold. They out there in the mountains. The shit that they do coming up. So. They've always been known for strength, bro. Look at Khabib, little ass. Khabib strong as fuck for his size. You know, those guys out there from that area, they've always been known for strength. So I mean, it could be PEDs. I've always said I think most of these fuckers are on PEDs, but just a lot of guys from that area in many different sports, they love
to fight. They love to fight. I know you talking, but they love to fight too.
Yeah, they do,
bro.
They do. They love to
remember what Khabib told Tony Ferguson? You from California. You don't fight in streets. You don't fight in streets. I fight in streets. We fight in. You don't fight in streets.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they do a lot of fighting.
I want to talk about that Joyce fight. And low key, I kind of agree with you guys about Joyce's like output being an issue for Daniel Dubois. The one problem that I have.
What's the problem?
He cut off.
I think his mic went out.
I think me personally, I think Joe Joyce gets knocked out.
Joe Joyce ain't getting knocked out, man. You going by the guy's reputation. Reputation don't win fights.
Short night.
No, I'm not. I don't even rate Dubois. I'm in the UK. I don't even rate him. But Joe Joyce gets hit way too much.
But look,
that's my
this guy not going to be able to hit him.
Way too much.
The guy that
he will because Joyce stands. He stands in the middle of the ring and trades with you.
Yeah, he don't get off to the line. Joe Joyce do not get off.
No, he trades with you.
His head's right on the line. With you. He doesn't slip anything. His face is his defense.
Did y'all see how slow this Daniel Dubois guy is?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Joyce ain't fast himself, bro.
Joyce is slower.
You know what? I agree with you. I don't really.
It's gonna be the battle with the turtles. It's gonna be the battle with the turtles. So how you know what turtle gonna win?
You know
because Daniel Dubois' best win is against an actual boxer, a slick boxer, and he broke him down.
No,
and stopped him.
He beat a boxer. He beat a boxer. Dubois. Joe Joyce beat a boxer. What's the guy from Philly? He's a boxer.
Who? Brian Jennings?
Yeah.
Brian Jennings is old. Brian Jennings.
Come on, man. Now he's old. Man, people young. Now he's old.
Hey, I'm biased. How long have I been saying Brian Jennings ain't shit? He ain't done shit. He ain't shit. I've been saying that.
Man. We gotta get that man props. Man, Brian Jennings was motivated for this fight.
Yeah, but Brian Jennings wasn't ever gonna win that fight. Like, there's no way.
But Brian Jennings is fast and get off punches real fast, and Daniel Dubois was getting out the way of his punches.
I don't know, bro. But I saw him box Nathan Gorman up, and he didn't have to plant his feet. And I saw him landing jabs and right hands on him without planting his feet or fighting. And I don't know what Wasi.
Who the fuck is Nathan Gorman?
Huh?
Who the fuck is Nathan Gorman?
No, Nathan Gorman. Nathan Gorman.
Yeah, Nathan Gorman. He was an up-and-coming fighter. I mean, he still is.
He still is. He's Tyson's cousin. They have the similar style. Very slick. They move off of the line a lot. But Dubois was too much. I don't rate Dubois. I don't even think he's that good. I generally don't. But Joe Joyce gets hit too much, and he likes to fight. Joyce likes to stand there and fight.
But
if he gets hit.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm not disputing all that. I'm just talking about when he throw punches, when he throw his punches, it's going to stop. It's going to stop that Daniel kid for throwing punches. He's not going to be able. He's not the type of guy that's going to slip a punch. He's not the type of guy that's going to have the perfect range, come over top of a punch and do all these type of technical things. It's going to stop him in his tracks. I'm telling you, it's going to stop him in his tracks.
YC kind of hold on right quick. YC kind of agrees with Wood, and I guess in his comment he said Du Bois fights out of position, explodes off his jab, doesn't transition his weight with the left hook. Good fighter, but Joyce's technique is better or elite. I don't think Joyce's technique is elite. It may be better.
That's not really true though.
Listen, listen to what I'm saying. When the guy started throwing punches at Daniel Dubois, tell me what Daniel Dubois going to do when Joe Joyce throw punches at him. What is he going to do?
Counter him.
He's going to counter him.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the same person.
No, I seen him counter, and Joe Joyce is slow as shit.
We not talking about the same.
No, I don't know. We are, and I've even seen
Joe Joyce is rock and sock and robot. He stands there and just throws punches and doesn't move.
I'm actually shocked. The way you guys are describing Joe Joyce is not what I see on film. So I'm actually like shocked a little bit.
What do you see on film?
Wait. The way
his punch output. No, not you. His punch output is high. I actually agree to that. That's the first thing I said. Joe Joyce's punch output is high. It's just his punches are very slow, and he'll get time. Stavern even timed him. Stavern
he's like a rock and sock 'em robot when he's fighting.
Come on, nah, bro. I can't. I don't know. I don't got faith in that.
Did you see when he fought? Was it Uzmanov he fought? He fought Uzmanov, and they were just both stood in the middle of the ring and throwing slow as hell shots at each other. Neither of them moving their heads, and it was just a bad look. Like Joe Joyce, I don't rate him, and I don't rate Daniel Dubois either. But Joe Joyce will get knocked out in that fight.
Joe Joyce used to be a cheerleader.
He's so slow, bro. I don't know. Like, his punch
you ever seen a slow cheerleader before?
But he moves like molasses.
Yeah, he was holding the girls up, dog. He wasn't doing the flipping and shit. He was the
okay.
He can do the flips. He could actually do the flips.
He was getting those free fills.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Obbs is right. Hey, Obbs, I forgot about that. Jennings did hurt Joyce.
Yeah, he did.
Like, Nah, bro. Yeah, y'all tripping, man. Dubois got knocked this dude out.
Not yo. Whoa. Not me.
Come on, man.
When I'm right, just go to my. When I'm right, just go to my channel and I'll give you some lessons in boxing.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see. But,
hey, man, I saw your rankings in the boxing prediction, bro. You can't be capping like you be breaking fights down. Like you gotta be at least top 5 to do that.
Yes, sir.
I tell you one thing, Wood. When we come to that fight breakdown thing, me and my man on bias, we get into it. But we'll be breaking down some fights good though. I'll be on Wood channel. Wood get scattered sometime. Wood got his own ideas. Remember, Wood, we was going back and forth about that. What fight was that, Wood? I won that one too, nigga. I'm trying to remember.
You won. You won it. You don't know what fight is, but you know you won it.
Yeah, I do know I won it, nigga, because we was going back and forth.
But you don't know what fight is, but how you know you won?
I remember, nigga.
You know you won. That's kind of crazy.
Hey, Wasi, you may have ended top 5, but when I was doing it, I remained top 5. I was top 5. Like I didn't get out of top 5.
Hold on,
I'm just telling you.
I know, but in Wasi's defense, he would have won that season, bro. He had an emergency and missed the whole week, and still was in the top 5. He was at the top before he missed that week. I think that season because he had a jump on us about 70-something points, and he was doing good. It was only 2 was chasing him was me and Nyota. Nobody else was even close.
I'm not saying Wasi doesn't know his boxing, but I'm just saying like I was number 5 2 seasons. I mean, excuse me, in the top 5.
You stay in the top 5. That's why I say,
yeah. I'm not saying he doesn't know his boxing, but
if you consistent, you got to be consistent. If you stay in the top 5, like I stay in the top 5. I don't give a fuck. Say what you want to say about me. If you're not consistent, we got fighters, active fighters, trainers, like 30, 40 some people in there. If you stay in the top 5, pick after pick, season after season, now you can tell me what the fuck you want to tell me. I know what I'm looking at there, right?
Nah, Wasi knows his boxing. I'm in
the top 3. Fuck,
hey, Wasi, bro. I'm only talking. Wasi, I'm only talking shit, bro. I'm not actually being serious. I hope you know that, man.
Yeah. We know you know your shit, Wasi. We know that. Sorry, it's so strong, man. I like it strong. But but I ain't even gonna pump my chest out too much, but I stay in the top motherfucking 3, nigga. I'm always on the podium. I'm getting the silver, the gold, or the bronze, either way you look at it.
Hey, Wasi, you from the Middle East?
Wasi from the UK.
Yeah, he's from the UK, I believe. Yeah, man.
He got a name like he from Baghdad or some shit.
I know, bro. Every time I see his picture, it just fuck me up. I thought he was from Baghdad or Pakistan or somewhere. That nigga is from the UK.
God damn. Keep your papers with you, man. They might try to put you out.
That is strong.
Who?
Oh, in the UK. Government.
It is decap.
Nah,
I know Wasi. I know Wasi knows his boxing. I've had conversation with Wasi. He's broken down some fights.
Yeah.
To me,
and not only like breaking down the fights, just the logic of what's going on in the game. You know, he's logical with like, you know, these stupid ass narratives and shit like that. You know, he sees things logically. So I fucks with Wasi for a long time. Justin Trouble in the building. Louis Puente. What's up? What's up, dog? But I think so. Look, guys, what's next? What is next for Charlo? If the Eubank situation, I think is
hello.
Yeah, the Eubank situation, I think fizzled away. So what's
he's running
next?
from Andrade. That's what's next for Charlo. He running from Andrade.
Yeah, well, that's a done deal. We know he ducked that smoke.
He ducked it.
Yeah.
But what the hell is he going to do next? Like, if you're not going to fight Eubank, actually acceptable. I didn't mind that fight with Eubank. What is he
He's
going
gonna
to do
fight
now?
somebody we don't want to see him fight,
Wait,
like he's been doing.
What?
D, you telling me he's turning down Eubanks as well?
Well, what I've heard is that fight's not going to happen.
Hey, yo,
Eubanks is
before
training
we,
with Roy Jones right now.
hey, can
Eubanks
I
is
ask y'all a
training.
question before we get started on this topic? Can I ask y'all a question?
Go ahead.
Because, do y'all think Billy Joe Saunders should be suspended from boxing?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Nope.
And
that shit has got nothing.
The BBOC is full of shit for that, bro.
Yeah, they are. They don't like Billy Joe though. They don't like him because he's done some stupid shit. So they don't like him. So that anything he does, they're gonna make an example from him. That's
he obviously was kidding around.
It was a joke, man. When I saw this, right, one of our friends sent me that on a group chat, and as soon as I said it, I replied saying he's gonna get suspended because I know what the boxing blood control is like. I said he's gonna get suspended. But the video itself was funny. He did it in a joking way.
Yeah,
it wasn't anything like, go do this.
It wasn't funny, bro.
You could tell.
Man.
No,
it wasn't funny. But he shouldn't have been suspended. He shouldn't have been suspended for this shit because he was joking. Is that old British
a joke?
It's that
clearly a joke.
British humor.
Yo, but let me explain why.
Humor, bro. It was a
come on, bro. And especially when domestic violence was on a spiked high because we're all at home.
I agree with you.
So
I agree with you, but you could tell he doesn't deserve to get suspended for that shit though.
Listen, I'll say it like this: how the fuck can Billy Joe Saunders get suspended for a video like that, but Tank Davis goes and snatch a woman up, punches her behind?
Yeah, actually does it.
Gets arrested and he's not suspended. That's the bullshit with it.
I'm from Baltimore, and I don't agree. I'm from Baltimore, and I don't agree with what he just said. Now, Tank Davis, if anybody should have been suspended for because he actually did something to a woman. Tank Davis should have been suspended.
Right. So how the fuck do you suspend BJS for a video when, even though it was poor sense of humor, we know it was a joke, regardless of whether it was funny or not. We know it wasn't serious. Tank Davis was dead serious when he snatched that woman up. He was dead serious when he punched her behind stage.
It was poor taste. It was poor taste. It was poor taste. All that. It was poor taste. But should he lose his boxing license?
No.
If you ever held a license, you know. If you ever held a license for anything like that, you know it's hard to get license for shit. There's somebody just a snatch away for a joke.
Right.
You do realize that he doesn't really need that license in order to fight Canelo. He can go. He can go
fight in the UK.
Yeah, he can go. But that fight wasn't going to be in the UK anyway, so he can go
no, but
anywhere.
It's not even a license thing. The WBO is talking about stripping him. So if the WBO is going to strip him from his belt because of a joke, that muddies the waters, bro. Because then you got to go back. You should have stripped Kovalev when he was a title holder and he was beating up the dog and the woman. You're gonna have to go. Honestly, like I think like the fight.
Been stripped. If that's the case, how many times
he went to jail?
He went to prison for the shit.
Yeah, he went to jail.
So he should have been stripped. I mean, come on, bro. Like the BBOC took it too far with this one. That's all I think.
I told you they don't like Billy Joe though. They don't like Billy Joe. They don't like Tyson. They don't really like those.
Floyd sacrifice, and they should have scripted Floyd sacrifice his uncle and his child's mom.
Are you talking about that whole conspiracy Illuminati shit?
Yeah, he sacrificed his uncle, his baby mom, and all that type of shit.
Look, Louis Fuente says that Davis' next fight is his ex-old lady. Next fight schedule. Oh shit, man. That's too much. Aob said the BBOC have nothing against travelers. Fury and Saunders have been suspended for legit reasons. Hey, bro.
Nah, they're not legit reasons.
That's not a legit reason. I can't
that is not
legit about that bullshit.
Whoa.
That is not a legit
got
reason.
Suspended because he popped dirty. That's a legit reason.
Fury got suspended for a legitimate reason.
Yeah, but
Billy
no. Yeah, but Fury was going to get suspended for what he was saying in the media about his beliefs and that about people. He was going to get suspended for that shit before as soon as he won the Klitschko fight. They started bringing that shit up. about what he said and his views and stuff, and he was getting investigated about that. So they have got something against
I just
him.
know he got suspended for PED.
Yeah, he got suspended for that, but they have actually got an issue with him on what he believes in. They've been trying to get
I don't know much
Tyson.
about. Yeah, I don't know much about like the UK media against Tyson, even though.
Yeah,
I mean, I hear that a lot though. So.
Brown
No,
boys
they've been doing that.
hilarious, simple and plain. Yeah, man. I don't know. I just think that it's bullshit. I think that he shouldn't have been suspended. None of that shit. That's just my opinion on it. Like I said, bro. I just look at it like it's a poor choice of humor. The shit wasn't funny, but to be suspended for it, no. If they had any indication or could prove like that he's beating his woman and like he meant that shit, then yeah, suspend him. But you don't even have any proof of that. Like, it's not like he's Floyd Mayweather.
Back that Charlo shit, bro.
Multiple cases for fucking domestic violence, and then say something like that. Then I would say some validity to it. But BJS don't have those problems.
If Jamal Charlo really is not gonna fight Chris Eubank, bro, can he just need to retire, bro? Because you're not trying to
That's
fight
probably
Canelo,
the best opponent he can get in the lower tier.
You're not trying to fight this.
But it may not be his fault, bro. What if it's not his fault? What if Eubank? Because I'm not sure the whole situation is just something I heard. What if it's not because of Jamal Charlo the fight's off? What if
Eubank's in America now? He's training with Roy Jones now.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying, what if it's his side is the reason that the fight's off and it's not the Jamal Charlo side, and we can't blame Jamal Charlo for that?
I can't see that because Eubank needs them fights as much as Charlo needs them fights.
What those fights?
And
I'll do this, and I promise you I'll do this. I'll do the research, and I'll pop another live, and we'll talk about it. Because right now, it's really just I don't know which side pulled out of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, what are they talking about? Like rematching Korbov? Is that what's going to take place?
That was my initial question. Like, what the fuck is he going to do? If it's not Eubanks, what is he going to do?
No, I'm talking about
Eubanks. Do what
is he planning on rematching Korbov? Eubanks? Are they making him do that?
Hold on, Angel just put a Angel just put a comment up there. I'm gonna go find it right quick about that. Angel Santos. But I don't have any idea. I'm just interested in what the fuck Charlo is gonna do if he's not gonna fight Eubank. Because Charlo, man, you turn down a fight with Andrade, you turn down a fight with Canelo. What the fuck you gonna do then? You're not gonna fight Eubanks. So what? All right, here goes. Angel said, I thought they said rematching Korbov. There you go, on my. Yeah, so it might be that. He might be rematching Korbov.
He gonna rematch Korbov for what?
I mean, for Eubanks, it's fine. Whatever he decides to do is Charlo. I mean, Eubanks needs fights too, but Charlo, you're a champion. You the one really need to prove. He needs to prove way more than Eubanks needs to prove.
No, if they give the Eubanks the two choices, Korbov or Charlo, he's going to take Charlo. Like, it doesn't make no sense. It makes no sense to rematch Korbov. I know how the fight finished, but it still makes no sense. No one really was bothered about that fight in the first place.
Well, Eric, if for some reason it's Charlo's side that the fight is not happening, then it makes perfect sense. Well, if that punk ain't gonna fight me, then I'll go fight Korbov again.
That's true.
Yeah, man. When Eddie heard that Chris Eubank signed to fight Korbov, he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "What is that dude doing with his career? Why would you fight Korbov? Nobody knows him, and that's a tough fight. You could lose that fight." And I agree.
That is true.
Like, Korbov,
it's high risk, low reward.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's high risk, no reward.
Right. It is because like no one's gonna give you credit for that fight. You beat Korbov, so what?
None at all. The only person that gets credit out of that fight is Korbov.
Yep.
If he pulls it out. But it could be again, it could be this Charlo shit, bro. And if Charlo, for some reason, the fight don't make sense, then what the fuck? Eubanks should go do something.
Isn't Yildirim the WBC mandatory for Charlo? Or is that
No,
168?
David Benavidez. That's 168. Yeah.
Okay.
David Benavidez. Yeah.
Well, Charlo's a waste of space right now. So, is Andre going to take this Deverenchenko matchup?
Right. We need that. And
That's
if
the
he's not
question
going to
too.
take Derevianchenko,
Andrade needs to take that. He
Damn
needs to
right he
take that
does.
fight.
if he
He
doesn't,
needs to take that
then
fight.
he's in the same boat, bro.
I'm about to
But
say, if he don't take this
Listen,
Deverenchenko fight, he's just as worthless as Charlo.
yeah, well, I put it this way: those two fighters has two choices: either fight Charlo fight Eubank, or fight Andrade, or Andrade fight Demetrius and fight Charlo, or either of them fight Derenchenko.
Or
At the
there's
moment.
another idea, Eric. Or those motherfuckers can both step up and challenge one of the 168 champs. Because I guarantee you, neither of those 168 champs will duck smoke from neither of those guys.
nah, they wouldn't.
Nope.
No.
Andrade's already said he's only going up there to fight Billy Joe. He would only go
But
up there
that
to
makes
fight
him
Billy
even
Joe.
more of a bitch, though. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Because you don't have
Yeah,
nothing in front of you, and then you're gonna say that you're only gonna fight BJS, and then coincidentally, when he said that, BJS was already in a fight schedule with Canelo, so that thing might have fell apart now, but it didn't fall apart when Andre said that shit. So Andre, go fight another champ. Because it's like I said, if Andre, okay, Charlo ducked it, we get it. GGD ducked everyone, we get it. If you go collect a belt at 168, that warrants a Canelo fight. And the zone would pay you money for that fight. I know the zone would pay for that fight because now you are a champion in two divisions. That's big money. That's what the zone wants, money.
Yo, Ronnie Shields, I was on the interview with him, Jalik, and what's his name? I forget the other dude, but we were kind of interviewing Ronnie Shields, and Ronnie Shields said, he could see Canelo just dominating Andrade and knocking him out in like 5 rounds. He said that the Charlo versus Andrade fight is not happening right now because of politics. That's what he said. And the only way that fight will come together is like Wilder and Tyson Fury. Like he's talking like these motherfuckers is big stars. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Charlo's not a big star. Andrade definitely not a star. What the fuck are you talking about, Ronnie Shields? Do you don't want to fight? That's what it sounds like.
Neither of them have done a pay-per-view. Where the fuck did they get them being stars at? And I don't want to hear nothing about well, with Andre, we can understand he's on the zone now, so pay-per-view's off limit. But Charlo's been PBC the whole time. Their motto is pay-per-view. This motherfucker hasn't done a pay-per-view, so how is he a
160.
Like
they ain't done nothing at 160 anyway. They ain't done nothing at 160 to have a network barrier between them. Like you ain't done shit. You should be fighting each other anyway.
That's how the PBC thinks, bro. That's how they think. Oh well, the only way we're gonna take that fight is if we do a pay-per-view. Like these motherfuckers want to do pay-per-view for everything that's like cross the street. It's stupid. Like.
But like I said, they can become them stars if they go across the street, get that money because they're going to get paid well for going over there. Get that money and bring it back to PBC. If you come back to PBC with 2 belts, then you become some sort of an A-side against everyone but Canelo.
Don't say PBC too loud, bro.
Is he off suspension? He said Charlo to fight Monroe in a meaningless fight. If that's the Willie Monroe that got suspended for popping dirty.
Yo, Wood's sleeping, bro.
Yeah, is someone's dog sleeping or something?
That's Wood. That's Wood.
Wood probably been up all night. Let me put his ass on mute. He can stay up here, but he don't need to snoring.
This nigga fell asleep.
And Wood be, look, let me tell you something. I don't know anybody on YouTube that puts out more videos than this dude. Go check his channel. This motherfucker puts out 8 videos a day sometimes. So Wood probably been up working all damn night. It's crashed out.
I've had about 4 hours sleep. I was on Unbiased's live, and then fell asleep.
We went all the way till like 5 in the morning, bro.
Bro, that live was lit, dog. That live was lit because shit,
I fell back asleep.
Like 11 people in there when we closed it down after 7 hours.
Yeah, which one? The second one or the second live?
Yeah, we had a consistent like base of like 21 people just watching us all the way until like at least 4 in the morning.
Nah, I fell asleep. I was on it, and then I was on the paddle, and then I came off the paddle, and I laid in bed, and I just put it on YouTube, so I just listened to, and I fell asleep.
Yeah, they want to do pay-per-views for the same street shit. Yeah, I know, bro. The Wilder Ortiz on pay-per-view was a joke. Damn right. It was fucking stupid. And I didn't pay for that fight and didn't even watch it. I didn't pay for
The
it or
problem is
watch it.
when you're forcing someone to be a pay-per-view star, it rarely ever happens. It should just come naturally. If you do what you do and you're winning and fighting the best fighters, you automatically become a pay-per-view star.
Yeah, that's
It's
a
all
fact.
on the PBC side. They're just forcing. Oh, he's going to be a star. He's going to be a star. He ain't done shit to be a star yet. Why don't you let him fight? Let him fight the best fights. Then he will become a star without you saying he's going to be a star.
Yeah, and then the whole foolish thing about it is the PBC has only really had one pay-per-view star like that. That's this super mega pay-per-view star. That's Floyd Mayweather. And none of these
And,
motherfuckers are doing the things that he did to become that. You can't just
and
label that. Floyd earned that.
Floyd was a pay-per-view star before that, before the whole PBC shit.
Yeah, but he
He was
earned
a
it.
pay-per-view.
He earned it.
He earned it when he fought Oscar, and he was still with Bob.
That
So
didn't fight nobody, bro. You can say, "Oh, Floyd fought people past their prime or whatever." Well, these guys are not even fighting the people past their prime. Like, what the fuck? At least fight those kind of guys. You know what I mean?
yeah, whilst he wasn't fighting people, the so-called people we wanted him to fight, he was still fighting good fighters. He was
Right.
still building himself by winning convincingly against these good fighters.
Speaking of which, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather. Okay, so who on the panel thinks that Miguel won? Who thinks that Floyd won? Because that's a fight that I just watched a couple of days ago.
Great fight.
I've been watching
Great
a lot
fight.
of fights that are considered controversial, and I've been watching them closely. That's what I
Great
think I'm
fight.
gonna start doing, and then start just running some topics about controversial fights. But I watched that fight, Floyd Mayweather and Cotto.
Yeah, but
And
D, you got to say that shit first before you do the live, so a few of us can go back and watch that, and then we can
I
come
just
together
told
and
you, motherfucker.
yeah, but
Yo,
you said you're gonna start.
Yeah, I got you.
Because I haven't watched that fight in a while, so I can't even like.
Yeah,
I got to rewatch that.
I just remember it being an absolute war. Like
Yeah.
Floyd
All right, well, check
hasn't
this
fought
out.
like that for
Check
a
this
long
out.
time.
What's the day? Today Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Friday, Eric, I'm biased.
Yo, you skipped out.
And then the revisit of Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto. We're gonna talk about that fight because that's a controversial fight.
I'm gonna watch that today on mute.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to no commentary.
I never listen to
I
that.
want to listen to no commentary or anything. I just want to watch the fight.
But I ain't gonna talk about it. But I'll tell you guys this: after I watched the fight, and I watched it twice, right, back to back.
You there?
It was an experience. Yeah, I'm still. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you for like a few seconds or so.
Oh, okay. So I watched that fight back in the day, but as we watch this sport move forward, we're a little more educated on what we see in the ring. So I see the fight differently from what I thought it was all of these years. The same thing with that when I watched Berto fight Ortiz again. Hello. It was like crazy, man. Like that fight was so much better. Y'all gotta watch that. We're gonna talk about it Friday and talk about if it was a robbery or do you think Floyd deserved the decision. We're gonna talk about that one.
Okay.
But all right, so for the past 5 years, I think we talked about this on IBT's live, but I want to talk about this again. Like 3 robberies. 3 big, huge robberies. What comes to mind in the past, like, say, 5 to 10, let's say 10 years? What comes to mind if I ask you guys that? 3 big robberies. Bias dropped off. And y'all in the chat, too. 3 big robberies. Y'all tell me what comes to mind.
I can't even think right now.
There you go, Raider. Raider just said, D, don't be looking in the comments. How did I see that, Raider? That one for you, dog.
I can't even think right now.
Yeah. Strictly Boxing used to. Red Glove, what you doing, man? You in a bad area? Come and jump on with us, Red. Nova Silka in the building. What's up, Nova? Russell Loma comes to mind. You think Lomachenko got robbed? I mean, Gary Russell got robbed, Nova?
Nah. It was a good fight, but I don't think he got robbed there. The scorecards were wide.
All right, I'll get y'all started. The first fight that pops in my mind, and remember, last 10, you know, I'm a Fury fan, so y'all know I ain't even gonna talk about Fury Wilder, the first fight. But the first fight that actually pops in my mind when I think about terrible robberies in the past 10 years is Manny Pacquiao, Tim Bradley.
Oh, yeah. Well, now you open something because now Manny's name is turned up. You know that Jeff Horn shit was a robbery as well.
Yeah. Well, that was bad, but that Tim Bradley Manny Pacquiao fight I think was a lot worse, bro. Manny Pacquiao beat that dude, you know, at least 8 rounds of that fight. I don't see how Tim Bradley. And then, you know, I went back. That's one of those fights that I actually went back and I watched it again, and I still saw the same thing. I still saw Manny Pacquiao win. You know what I mean? Mr. Spooks, Mr. Spooks. That definitely comes to mind. Wilder Fury for sure.
Wilder Fury, 100%. Hey, John Ryder versus Callum Smith was a robbery as well.
Chavez Taylor. That's a good one. I think that's
nah. It wasn't a robbery. That wasn't a robbery. I thought Progress won, but it's not a robbery.
No, he said
I had Progress winning.
No. Chavez Taylor.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Progress Taylor.
No. Progress Taylor. That was a good fight. But Josh earned that win.
Yeah. For me, it could have gone either way. If it had gone Progress
Taylor. But I think that's a little older than 10 years, eh?
Yeah, that's.
I think you went a little bit too far back with that, Willie.
Wait, you're talking about Chavez Senior versus Mildred Taylor, right?
I think he is.
That's definitely over 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's over 10 years. That's why I was like, I think you went a little bit far with that one, bro.
I can give you some. All right, Pacquiao Bradley 1. Pascal Yaneski Gonzalez.
Just 3, Red. Just 3. Just 3 fights.
Oh, I thought you were asking for 3 from each.
Nah. This what the question was, Red. I say if we say robberies in the past 10 years, I just gave up Pacquiao Bradley to get the juices flowing. But the question was, if we say worst robberies in the past 10 years,
worst robberies?
Yeah, what 3 fights?
What's up, my boys?
Hey, what's up,
Red?
What's up? Damn, what was biased at? That fool been putting in Mino work.
Yeah.
He dropped off. Maybe he fell asleep. He was.
Yeah, maybe it was a bias was started.
He was doing live till 4 in the morning. So.
one that I remember was Pacquiao Horn. Was another one.
Yeah, that was a robbery. Yeah.
But I didn't realize he said the worst though.
The worst.
Yeah, he said the worst.
Like Wilder Fury is up there for me because once that went to the cards, that was obvious shit. That shit was just so obvious that Fury won that fight.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think there was anyone, even Wilder fans, because they were clutching. That's why they were clutching on the long count so much. Like they didn't think he won that fight.
What about controversial?
I don't know. D, you want to talk about controversial? I think D is probably having technical issues because I haven't heard him say nothing for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps cutting out.
Remember that Jesse Vargas and Bradley fight?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, but to
Remember
me, that
when
was all that.
when there was like 10 seconds left and they called the fight over when Timothy Bradley was hurt?
Yeah, but
And
I
they
wouldn't,
waved it
I
off?
wouldn't, I wouldn't say that was controversial. I honestly don't think he's gonna get Bradley out of there. I think,
But that
was
no,
controversial because they waved it
when
off.
you say that, the Kevin Mitchell versus Linares was worse than that. There was 5 seconds left in the round, and they would have stopped the cut on by the doctors, and the referee stopped it. 5 seconds to go, just stopped it.
Vargas
Instead
was
of letting
more,
it.
no? Wasn't Vargas like 5
No,
seconds too when they
because
waved it off?
what
They waved the
round was
fight
that
off.
in though?
well,
Remember
he didn't really wave the fight off when he heard the referee. First off, the referee was old as shit.
Yeah.
Like even when they showed him, like, you know, when he's doing the instructions and all that, I was like, they couldn't get a younger guy. But
No, so if I remember correctly, Bradley got hurt, right, by Vargas. He got hurt real bad, and then the referee heard the 10-second. You know when they hit the 10 seconds, when they got 10 seconds left.
Clapper, yeah.
Bradley, Vargas was on Bradley about to knock him out again or knock him out, and then the referee thought it was the bell and he waved it off. So Vargas goes to his corner and puts his hand up because he thought the referee waved the fight off.
Yeah, because he thought that he won. Yeah, he thought he waved it off, but
he went in the middle of them and said, "Oh, that's it. You know, the fight's over." But Vargas thought the fight was over because of the because he waved it off. But the referee
got
waved it off because of the. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there was time to it. Bradley was hurt bad, dude.
He was hurt, but I think he was seasoned enough where he would have been able to last 10 seconds without going down. Like he got caught, but he didn't go down, and he was, even if he went down, there's a good chance he would have got back up. And he would have still won because he won every round up to that point.
Yeah, no, he was definitely up. He was definitely up. I was just saying that was controversial. It was not controversial because it was a close fight, but it was something that was controversial.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It was controversial because of the referee.
Exactly, not because of the fight, like it was close. No, I'm just saying a controversial fight.
Yeah, I know Vargas felt like shit because first off, that was his first loss, and then second, it was also, you know, you go from thinking you just won a TKO win to learning that no, it's going to the cards, and you know you didn't win that shit on the cards.
Hey, you guys remember also that other fight? I don't know if you guys watched it. Carlos Cuadras and Francisco Estrada.
I think I did see that one.
When the judges named both of them the winner. He used, I think, Carlos. He said the winner by the way of, I don't remember, unanimous decision or majority draw. He said Carlos Estrada. He named both fighters. And they're like, they both thought they won. They're like, both raised their hands and they're like, oh, correction.
Oh shit!
Go back and watch that shit. Was fucking funny. I was like, what the fuck did he just do? They both raised their hands.
I gotta look. I do gotta look that up. The other one was the Bradis versus Glowacki. You know, when he got a knockdown after the bell and they counted it. Because the referee didn't stop the action. He let it go for like 15 more seconds or something like that.
Now we're just talking about bad refereeing decisions because that's just God. There's been some bad referee performances. I just think that Wilder Fury second fight, Kenny Bayless was so bad in that fight. It was unbelievable.
I get kicked out.
Oh yeah, I remember. I remember when
Oh,
Wilder went down, right? Kenny Bayless stepped
Kenny
in.
Bayless he didn't know what to do. He looked
Hey,
at Wilder, he looked at Fury, he was like, I think I'm gonna have to count him.
I don't know if y'all know this, but D is back. I heard him. I don't know if y'all heard him.
Yeah, because everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
I
now.
can see him.
Yeah, I can see you.
Who can't hear me? Who can't hear me?
Red.
I can hear him.
I can hear
Oh,
him.
you can hear him now? Yeah.
I was letting y'all know that he was back.
Yeah. No, I knew he was back. I knew he was back. Nah, yeah, it was funny shit.
What's good,
I got loads of pictures. There's so many memes going around of Kenny Bayless, like his face when Wilder was getting hit. That shit was funny as hell. He didn't know what to do. He was like, "Shit, you're not meant to do that shit. What are you doing?"
You know who I would have loved to see ref that fight? What's that guy's name? Steve Willis.
I know who you're gonna say.
His last name's Willis. I know that. The
guy who just smiles. The guy who just smiles.
No, the one with the big bulging eyes.
Yeah, that's what I was
that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, he just smiles and look.
The Porter and Thurman fight or something.
Hey,
his eyes he's like,
I would have loved to have seen his face.
He lives every punch. That guy lives every punch.
Hey, Red, check this out.
Yeah.
If Tony Weeks was reffing that fight, Cotto would have got knocked, slammed out. Tony Weeks would have let Fury knock him out, bro. I'm talking about he would have been on the canvas, bro.
Kenny Bayless just got in charge. All you could hear is that guy slapping Fury's back, like, hey, stop. Stop hitting him.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I actually heard that Steve Willis is a comedian on the side.
Oh yeah,
that guy is great. He is great. He's one of the best referees. He just lets that shit go. He lives every single punch that lands. He's like, ooh, yeah, go.
Yeah, he reacts. He reacts like
he
reacts
to it.
He does. That's what I like about him. Like, I remember when Canelo fought James Kirkland. Oh man, the faces that he made were priceless.
Yeah, I like him, but he's a good referee. He's a good referee as well. Kenny Bayless, I can't watch him, ref. There's some British referees who are terrible. Some of the British referees are terrible.
Shit, a lot of referees terrible.
Was that a British referee that did Joshua Parker?
Yeah, no, it wasn't a British referee, but he was terrible. Like he was. Like, I didn't understand that. That was awful. He made that fight bad. He made the fight even worse.
Yeah,
like just let him fight inside. Let him fight inside. Like if Parker was gonna win on the inside, just let it go. I don't believe he would have, but just let the fight go. Like inside boxing is part of boxing. I don't understand why people, as soon as they come together, they want to break them up. It's still part of boxing.
I agree.
No doubt.
Yeah, because that was terrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
So, Red, I was asking, Sean Newton was on here when I first cranked this up, and we were talking about, I don't think it was just me and Sean on the panel, so I'll crank this topic back up because I want to get y'all idea on it. Boxing Alvarete, what's up? Good morning to you, fam. If Dana White can show success with what he's getting ready to do, and for all you guys that don't know, he's purchased 2 islands. One so that he can stage international fights, and then another island so that he can stage U.S. fights. And they already have the arenas and all of this shit being built, and the venue is going to be closed off, not to the public. And so they're going to air it. But if he can find success in this, right, what do you guys think that means for the sport of boxing? Raider from LA, you start with. You heard that question?
Yeah, you said if he opens up 2 islands.
He's purchased 2 islands. He's already done this, and he's getting ready to host on April 18th. He's getting ready to host UFC 249. So my question is, if he can have success with this event, do you think, because it's combat sport, it's still combat sports, what do you think that means for the sport of boxing? Or does it mean anything for the sport of boxing?
I mean, is there going to be
If
a
they can,
crowd there or no crowd?
no
No
crowd.
crowd.
And
What?
man, to be honest with you, I don't know. I guess it's
I
good
watched.
for the fans, all of us watching
Did you
on
see the
TV. But
last? Did you see the last
hold on,
UFC event with no fans? Did
You
you watch it,
breaking
D?
up, Eric. You broke up, Eric.
Can you
Ask
hear me now?
question.
Can,
Yeah.
can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Did you see the last UFC event without the crowd?
No.
Because they actually did one. They did an event without the I can't remember what card it was. It was the last card they did. The last card they did they had no fans in the arena, and it's still it just forces people to either buy it or watch it on TV. They'll still get money back from the ratings because people are gonna watch it.
Right. I think, but it see what I was okay. Well, yeah, that's a fact. Regular, what you think about it? What do you think, or does it mean to boxing, if anything?
I think it's a good short term solution. Like if he could succeed, like I wouldn't want this to be permanent. I would like things to go back to normal eventually. But in the meantime, if safety is a concern and you have two islands that are isolated, and you can successfully do these events and still make your money and still give the fans what they want, I think that's a good
All right,
thing.
JB.
I think I think that this could be a good opportunity for Dana White to make some extra money by making his arenas in those islands available to, the PBC and the zone and them. I think that's another thing. If they're willing to pay him what he's asking for, I'm sure he would let them use those islands. Of course, when there's not a UFC event going on. So that's how I feel about it.
Well, AOP says, nah, it's not feasible. Fighters need sparring. How do they know who's healthy and who's not? Well, see, here's the thing. It gets to the point where
D, I think you cut out again.
Yeah, you're cutting out, D. Hey, yo, D, you're cutting out bad.
Yeah, really.
We only heard like one word. Yeah, I think it'll be good for the fans, us at home. But what about the fighters? We don't know who. I mean, if they do what are they gonna do? Test on them? You know? You guys know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean because you're
Like
in there
like
throwing punches and there could be blood flying and
yeah, but
that puts
even say like there's a fight coming up, right? Like say like July 20th or whatever, right? When do they get the fighters over there? Like do they get them there the day before? Like, you know what I mean? Do they get them there 2 weeks before, a month before? Let them stay there so they won't come in contact with anybody else? Because I mean, there's gonna be camera crews, producers. There's gonna be all kinds of people there. It's not, not just the fighters. So you're gonna have cleanup crews. You're gonna have fucking electricians there. You have all kinds of people working on stuff. So I mean, who knows? I mean, are they gonna test them too? Are they gonna test them the same day, the day before? I mean, I don't know. That's kind of tough, man. Because if one guy has it and he's touching all kinds of shit everywhere. You guys know what I mean? Anybody there? Yo, anybody there? Guess not. All right. Who's that other guy on the panel? Nobody else. Yeah. So back to I don't know what time D's gonna get back. So back to that island thing. I mean, if it's two fighters, right? Like I was saying before, it's gonna be a lot of other people there besides the fighters. You have producers, the camera crew guys, and we also have construction guys too. Not construction as far as people um building the arena or whatever it's gonna be. Not the arena, but the cages and stuff. But you gotta have like construction workers, like electricians, who have to run power cords to all the equipment. You have a little construction crew who builds like ramps and stuff like that for like cords. I mean, there's a construction crew there also, camera guys. You're gonna have a couple of, quite a bit of people. Are those guys gonna get tested too? I mean, when are they gonna get tested? How long are those guys gonna be there? Are they gonna be there like a week before, a month before? I mean, if it if they come, like some guys come like a day or two before and they have the virus or whatever, how are they gonna, if they get tested? You know what I mean? How's that gonna work? Um, but I think it's a good idea for the fans, for everybody else that's out there that's bored and fucking has nothing to do but watch TV and stuff. For all of us, it's good, I guess. But I guess for the fighters and the crews and everybody else that's gonna be around other people, it probably won't be good. But who knows? Let me see who's in the chat. Yeah, I don't know where the island's at, man. I don't
That's
know where
what's
the
up,
island's
Raider.
at.
I appreciate you, dog. I like how you took over.
Yeah, don't trip, man. You
Man,
back.
no doubt. Modern Machine in the building. What's good? Hey, Raider, you need to crank up your lives, man. You know what I mean? You did a good job there. You held it down. So kept people engaged, bro.
Yeah, not a problem, man. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a live, man, but I've been on all your guys' lives.
Yeah. That's what happens now, especially since, thank you, love. Especially since we in the house. We just got a lot of time to freaking run our mouths online. John Cable said it takes a lot more people than you might think to put on an event. I used to work with sporting events, and we did WBBS events, XL, Central, in London, and there were about 15 of us to do the lighting. You know
Yeah,
what,
exactly.
though? You know what, John? The thing is this: they can set all of that up. You just can't have people gather. So even if it takes more time, and you gotta understand something, these guys have millions of dollars invested, so they're willing to take the time and pay people for the time. So even if it takes more time, those guys can get lighting and cameras and stuff set up, and then they exit stage left and make a lot of that stuff automated. Where you can do it from a remote location. So once the event takes place, it's only going to be certain people that actually have to be on site. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're still gonna have a lot of, like I was saying, camera crews and fucking producers and all the people that need, the announcers. I mean, the fighters trainers. There's still gonna be quite a bit of people there. You know what I mean? But I mean, who knows who? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it'll be good for the public as far as all the people watching TV at home. It'll be
Right.
good for us, But
Yeah,
what
no
about the
doubt.
fighters and everybody else? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the public is gonna treat that. Everybody's different. You know what I mean? Some people are gonna be like, yeah, that's cool, and then some other people are gonna be like, oh, that's irresponsible. You know how some people are, man.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you like this. the sports fans that's thirsty to see something, that's stuck in the house, bro, I think it's going to bring other fans that's not even boxing fans into boxing because it's going to be the only thing smoking. There's not going to
Oh
be
no,
anything else to watch. You know what I
I
mean?
agree. I agree. Hell yeah, man. Boxing should do something like that too. You know, if it's gonna be like that, you know, bring all kinds of boxing fans. Hell yeah.
Yeah. LeBron, I don't never miss mine. That's just like breakfast. Breakfast, I'll cancel breakfast, but I won't miss that. I don't miss the
Hey,
wake and bake session, dog.
hey D, I was gonna ask you, you know how you go on all these lives too, like me, and go to all these other channels, and you do your own live. Has your
Mhm.
wife gotten on your ass, or not yet?
No, she works. She works from home for a pharmaceuticals company, and then
Yeah, like mine. Fuck this shit, like man. She'll be like, man, who you talking to, man? You guys sound like a lot of little boys over there arguing over there. No, she's always I'm like, hey, you're still on your phone, you know, like you still talking over there, like hours and hours and hours every day.
yeah, no, I mean, like she does real estate, so even after she gets off, she's always on the computer. So basically, it's like both of us are on the computer a lot. So you know,
Oh, all right.
you know what I mean.
That's
If your old
yeah,
lady,
that's
tell
good.
her to pick up an online job at home. That way, when you
No,
on the lives and shit, she'll be occupied. You know what I mean?
nah, she actually she's working, but she's at home right now. Like I guess you know what I mean. But she's
Hmm.
still getting paid, so that's
Everybody
all
is.
good.
I mean, you know, a lot of people are at home. We all would usually be out doing something.
Yeah, that's the yeah. So I mean, I woke up
Occasionally,
this morning, you know, it's fucking 5:30 in the morning, and I saw your live. I'm like, all right, cool, you know, gotta get on it.
it was a live. It was a live jumping since 1 a.m. this morning because Unbiased started, and no. As a matter of fact, that was 1 a.m. here. So where he was at, I think he started at like 11.
Yeah, 11, because I was on his previous stream,
Right.
so I know.
And then he ran it for 7 hours. So when we got
Yeah,
off of there, I cranked up a live here. So from basically
well,
11 o'clock till now, you could have been on a live.
yeah, no, yeah, I was on the one he did earlier because he did two. He did one on the Virtual Ortiz one. I was on that one, and then he made another one right after that on whatever religion and whatever. And I don't know how long
Right.
that lasted.
7 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, he went 7 hours on that.
So he went 5 hours on the first one and then seven on the other one.
Yeah, that man
Okay.
streamed for 12 hours,
He
half
came
the
on
day.
here. He was on here with me for about 45 minutes, and then he checked out.
Yeah, man. For me, like 9:37 isn't early in the morning, but it's like in the middle of the morning, dude. I just got up and got coffee.
Yeah,
So
no, I've been awake for an hour and it's six
yeah,
thirty right here right now.
Well,
So
I've
I've
been
been
on
awake
this
since
one
5:30.
almost 3 hours. This live's been on almost 3 hours.
Oh, is that
damn.
right? God
Yeah,
damn.
2 hours. It's right up. If you look up in the left corner, you can see the running time. 2 hours
Oh
and
yeah.
47 minutes.
Damn.
That's what we do,
Crazy.
man. Hey, I'm here to for anybody who's out there listening. We talk boxing. We can talk about whatever y'all want, but like this is the best form of social distancing you can think about. We ain't catching no fucking coronavirus talking to this through this computer. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
so we can sit here and socialize, kicking about boxing, kicking about life, and we're so-called following the rules because we're not in each other's face. We're more than 6 feet away. We're not even in each other's area.
Yeah, we're fucking states away.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think anybody here is probably even in the same fucking city, more or less the same state or country.
Yeah.
What's up,
Yeah.
son?
Who's that? Intangible?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
intangible.
what's
Yeah.
up, Intangible? Where you at?
I'm in like around DC. I assume from your name that of course you're from LA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Who's the guy on the top right?
That's my man Wood, Stay Real TV. He in Baltimore, but
Yeah.
he sleep. He was snoring earlier. I just put him on mute and let him sleep. I figured he might wake up and
And realize what the hell is happening. With you're where are you at? D?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm from Richmond, Virginia, but right now I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, I see. So yeah, we got somebody in the Midwest, we got somebody in the East Coast, 2 people in the East Coast, and we got somebody way out west.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're across the states.
Yeah. But I have Eric was on here earlier. He from the UK.
Oh.
I had Sean Newton Boxing. He started the live with me, like
Taiwan.
Yeah, well, he's in Taiwan, but he's Canadian.
Yeah, no.
My man JB is in Australia. YC in the UK. I mean, it's people. Tomoko that comes here is from Japan. Mark is from Ireland. Boxing Square that comes here, he's from New Zealand. It's people all over the world.
I don't know some of these people. I got to join more often. Damn.
Man, one live I had like 81 people. It seemed like everybody showed up. It was fucking lit.
Hey D, do you have like a like a close friend that loves boxing just as much as you and is educated in boxing just as you, or are you like the only guy?
No, I got a couple of guys that's more educated in boxing than I am.
Damn, that's cool. That live by you or whatever. You guys watch fights?
Oh, that live around? No.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about that you can watch fights with at your house or their house.
No, not here. Back home in Richmond, yeah, but not here.
Everybody around where I am is a casual boxing fan. Like, even if, like, there's one time I went to the movie theater, most of the people there were casual. They didn't really know nothing about the sport. You know, they're mostly there to just watch for entertainment. But yeah, I'll be right back. I got to do something real quick.
All right.
Yeah. No, the reason I ask is because I'm like out of all my friends, I'm like the boxing guy, you know what I mean? And I mean I invite my friends over or whatever, but they're like not even close to being, they're like super casuals, you know. I wish I had somebody that I knew, you know, that was cool with, that lived down here, would be like, hey man, let's watch this fight, and that would be fucking badass, you know. Like imagine if all of us like lived around each other and shit, like, you know, that would be fucking dope.
That should be sweet. Hey, hold on for a second. Mars said I'm from around these ways. What are you talking about? Richmond, Virginia, or here in Columbus, Mar? Because if you around here, shit, we definitely need to get up, go to a bar, come to the crib or something, and watch some fights, dog. Yeah. Well, ain't gonna be no bars no time soon, Martin Machine, but. I mean, stop by the crib and shit. But it ain't gonna be no fights no time soon either. Shit.
Hey, the wife, you say you ain't going to no bar. What you talking about?
Shit, ain't no damn bars open. That was the first thing they shut down. Bars. They shut bars down right away.
Yep. And over here, like in the beginning when they shut down the bars, LA County, they're like, all right, or in the city of LA is like, all right, we're shutting down the bars. All the little other cities that are their own cities, they're like, oh, we're not part of LA's the city of LA, so they're trying to be sneaky and try to have their bars open, you know.
Right.
But then they got, I guess, backlash, and they're like, oh, fuck that, we're just gonna close it.
Hell yeah. It's all good, Red. It's all good. Gotta get that call. You better take that call. Especially during this time. You gotta have something to lay up under. You gotta take that call there, buddy. What's up, Sopping Training Club? Ron said, I'm usually the only boxing guy around my friends. It sucks. Yeah, that's why we all communicate with each other, because a lot of people around us don't know boxing.
Yeah, at least I can talk other sports with my friends. But they don't know.
Hell yeah.
They don't know boxing.
Martin Machine is in. Okay, dog. Yeah, we're gonna link up, bro. Matter of fact, I'll put my email in the chat right now, and then I'm gonna give you my phone number.
Do you guys know anybody else in LA that's a boxing fan that's on here, or in the chats anywhere?
Yeah.
I think Naota's from LA.
Naota's from LA. Hold on. There's somebody else to be coming. Get This Smoke is in LA.
Y'all can hear
No,
me?
he's in Oakland. He's in
He's in Oakland? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that would be crazy. Me fucking Smoke watching a fight with Smoke.
Yeah, but Smoke knows a lot about boxing now. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he does. I know he does. He's a smart guy overall. Smoke is a smart guy.
D.
Yeah.
D, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, me and Smoke actually agreed on something last night.
Oh yeah. I was there.
Holy shit.
Oh, that shit was funny.
Yeah,
Smoke said I'm coming on to his level.
I agree with Smoke when it doesn't have to do with
the PBC.
Yeah. Most agreements come, about the PBC. Part of the machine, they go that email, hit me up in the email, and then I'm gonna send you my phone number. And then
surprisingly, I actually sided with Tank in a fight against Luke Campbell last night, and Get This Smoke disagreed with me. I was surprised.
He did.
Yeah, well, I disagree with you too, because I think I would favor Cool Hand Luke against Tank Davis.
Yeah, I would.
I just think stylistically, it's just not the right fight for Luke Campbell. I think a pressure fighter, a physical, strong fighter like Tank, even though he's lazy, I mean, just the natural hand speed, the natural gifts that Tank has and has shown in the ring, I just think it'll be too much for Campbell. Do I see him beating Teofimo or Loma? No.
But see, here's the thing.
To also remember, Luke Campbell has gone to the Olympics. He's seen those sort of styles before, so he probably knows how to deal with that sort of style.
I think Little Manny Fresh will probably tank out. His gas tank will run out, and especially against a tough fighter like Luke, that'll be a good fight though. I don't know who wins that one.
Yeah, it would be a good fight.
I'm gonna tell you like this too. All of those intangibles that you've seen in the ring, intangible, wasn't at 135. And the first thing that he showed us at 135 was highly lackluster. And if he goes into the ring with Luke Campbell, who's established at 135, like he went into the ring with Gamboa, I'm not trying to hear all of that. Tank is in trouble.
Yeah, we don't know what Tank's power is like at 135.
Yep.
I still believe. I mean, maybe it's just me, reliving how I believed in him when he was actually first coming up. Maybe I need to snap out of it, but
yeah,
I would still pick him in a fight like that. But I mean, I would give Campbell a chance at least, because Campbell is strong, is tall, is pretty. He's kind of deceptively quick because he's kind of lanky. He's a bit tall for his weight class. He looks a bit sometimes he likes to fight a bit physical or stiff, but he is actually kind of fast on his feet and has decent hand speed.
Hey,
yeah. Oh, D. Last night someone said they gave Teo only 20% to beat Loma.
Oh, I don't know, but look, check this out. I just thought about something that I'm gonna talk about that, Eric. But what Intangible said, deceptively quick, right? I'm just thinking about this comedian I was watching, right? And he said, how come when you talk about African American or black athletes, they always say he's fast, he's quick. And then when you talk about a white athlete, it's always deceptively quick.
Well, I mean, boxing's a little bit different, though. I mean, that usually occurs in football.
It was that's what I'm saying. It was a joke, Intangible. I wasn't coming at you. It just made me think about that joke.
Yeah.
I said before, I said Luke Campbell's pretty fast. And so when you say he's deceptively quick, it just made me think back to that joke, because I just think he's fast. I think he got fast hands.
Yeah, he has got fast hands.
Exception in it. I think that motherfucker got fast hands. What's up, Austin?
I don't know if this has anything to do with his skin tone for me. I mean, maybe it's subconscious, but he does look a little bit goofy as far as his frame. I mean, he's very skinny, and he looks a bit.
I've met him. I've met him. He is very skinny. He's not that tall either.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends I went to school. One of my friends I went to school with was a boxer, and he grew up with Luke. And after the Olympics, I actually went to watch my friend fight, and Luke was there, and I met him, and he's not that big. He looks very scrawny. He doesn't look like he could do shit, but when he fights, he's very good.
But Eric, you gotta remember though, he's fighting at 135, so he at 130.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? He's a small guy. He's a small guy to a guy like you, regardless.
Yeah, but 5'9",
to the 135
to a lightweight,
he's a bigger guy.
5'9" to a lightweight is pretty big. Like a lightweight, you would typically expect to be like 5'7", maybe 5'8". But still 5'8" is a decent size.
Yeah, he's tall for that weight. He's quite tall for that weight.
And also, he rehydrates, I think, to like 145. I mean, he was like what, 10 pounds bigger than Loma?
Yeah, I was actually at his debut fight. I went to watch his debut fight.
Damn.
That was a good event because my friend was actually boxing on that card as well. So I was there. Carl Brook fought that night as well. He fought Carson Jones for the second time.
Yeah. Did he?
Brook done.
Yeah, he fought Carson Jones for the second time that night.
He's Stale Brook. He's Stale Brook now. Stale Brook finished.
I know Kell Brook like had a lot of trouble with Carson Jones in the first fight, and arguably
the first fight he did. Yeah.
Did he stop him in the second fight? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I think he did stop him. Yeah, I can't think that card was good. I enjoyed that. I can't remember if he stopped him or not.
I think he might have pulled out. I'm not sure. I can't remember that fight.
I must say, Kell Brook's walkout tune is one of the best walkout songs to come out to. An atmosphere whilst you're in the arena. I've been to like 3 of his fights. The atmosphere the atmosphere is unbelievable when that song comes on. It's unbelievable. It is literally. I went to his last fight as well. I went to Kell Brook's last fight because I only live I live a town away from where Kell Brook's from, and Luke Campbell as well. I literally live in the middle of Kell Brook's from one side and Luke Campbell's from the other side.
Sheffield.
Yeah, Luke Campbell's from Hull. Luke Campbell's from Hull, and I grew up literally 40 minutes away from Hull, and I now live 20 minutes away from Sheffield.
Yeah, it's a couple of spots on the panel, guys. My man Wood, he sleeps, so Johnny Boy, I dropped that link for you, but so if somebody else besides Johnny Boy want to come in, it's 2 spots.
Yeah, there's 3. I'm just nipping to my mum's right now, so I'm gonna jump off.
All right, Eric, appreciate you coming on, fam.
I'll be back. I'll jump back on soon.
All right, that's what's up. My man Johnny Boy, what's up, Johnny Boy?
What's up, fellas? What's going on? I'm just fine.
Shit, you know what?
What's cracking?
Put him backstage because the last thing I want is for that fool to wake up and Johnny Boy on here. You know who that was, Johnny Boy?
Who's back there?
Then he sleep. He fell asleep, but that was Wood Stay Real TV. That motherfucker. I just thought about it. I was like, why because I just had him on here. He was sleeping and shit, so I ain't even put him. But I just thought about it. I don't want him to wake up and then hear you on. We have another H Money situation. This stupid fuck came on there, but at least Wood knows something about boxing. H Money is a fucking idiot. Wood
you know what, bro? I should have never said shit about my fucking old man being sick because now all these motherfuckers is using that shit against me. All these little troll motherfuckers. I should have just kept my fucking mouth shut. Is what should happen.
It don't make no sense what they decide to talk about. All this shit we gotta talk about, and those dumb fucks want to talk about something like that. Like, come on.
Yeah, I should have just kept my damn mouth shut, man.
Hey, but there's a reason why his ass was the only one that got booted from the live that day. He was talking shit to you.
Oh yeah. Luke kicked his ass off.
Like he needs to really reflect on this shit. Like when you're constantly falling out with people and you're the one who's getting removed from lives and shit, it's got to come to a point where you realize that you're the problem.
I really think the guy has some type of illness. Like I don't know what it is with him. He may be bipolar. He may have these like manic bipolar situations where he just turns.
Nah, bro. It's called retardation. That's what it is, man. It's
Yeah, maybe.
He's an idiot, man. You idiot, H Money.
Yo,
You know
this
what I
other
mean?
kid, I went on this other kid's shit last night, bro. He called me a fucking Sicilian N-word, bro. Like with the ER, not with the A, with the ER, bro. Yeah.
Wait, H Money did?
No. This other motherfucker, bro. This other. I'm like, dude, I'm a man.
Is it the guy that his name starts with a D?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
I had Sean Newton was on when I started this live. Me and Sean talked for about an hour, and then he had to go to work, right? And I was telling him that, and I told you this before too, Johnny Boy. I've been called the Uncle Tom because I fucks with channels like Johnny Boy and Sean Newton. Like they didn't call me an Uncle Tom. They say you ain't even a real nigga. You an Uncle Tom.
Well, you know what? You know what? I don't even be trying to talk like that on here, but when I get pissed off, some of that fucking ghetto slang comes out of me. I'm like, all right, you know, fuck.
H-Money, like he was on there. Initially, it was just Nuke, myself, and H Money, and I told Nuke straight up when I first came on there. I said, Nuke, I'm gonna respect your show, but I don't even fuck with this dude, bro. I don't fuck with this H Money clown. And Nuke was like, oh, all right, I hear you, but let's keep it boxing. I said, yeah, no doubt. I got respect for your show. So we started talking boxing, and then here he comes. And Nuke asked him a question. He said, yeah, but before I ask this, let me say something. This failing old man, this, that, and the third. And I didn't say nothing, bro. I just let him rant. I didn't say nothing. And then so he silenced up. I said, see, Nuke, I told you, I don't fuck with this clown. So then other people started coming on. And as people jumped on, first it was Johnny Boy. He had an issue with him. Then it was somebody else, issue with them. And then Nuke eventually just kicked his ass off. And I'm like, bro, it's clear that everybody, and we all real about the sport of boxing. And everybody that was joining the panel, which we know are real guys considering the sport of boxing, this idiot had a problem with it. Like, how the fuck am I a casual? You don't know shit about boxing, dude.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he does 8-hour streams and he only got like 3 people watching.
Yeah.
Total.
Maximum.
Across those 8 hours.
And runs around on YouTube calling people failing YouTube. You buy your subscribers. You clearly got somebody out there subscribing with 80 accounts because nobody watches your shit.
Yeah, you go on his channel. You go on his lives. The last comment you see was 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
He has almost two. I know a guy right here in Columbus, right? It's this dude right here in Columbus. He has 125 accounts. And this is what he do. He's showing me people paying him money. They pay him money that he'll go subscribe from every one of his fucking ghost accounts to their channel. And he'll like hit likes and shit for a while. They pay for this amount of time. And then they can do it over and over again. And they got people that got a bunch of accounts set up. And I didn't even know that was a thing. But I'm like, what is the point now? I mean, I know you get to get monetized and all of that, but you're not doing anything. You're not reaching anybody. Like, if I talk about sports, I want people to know or hear what I'm talking about. What the fuck is the point in doing all of that? Because you're not going to make money off of YouTube doing it. You're not going to get your voice heard, like your ideas, or you're not going to have people to communicate with like we have here. There's always loads of people in the chat to tell jokes or whatever, to communicate, to talk on the issue. So what is the point of spending your hard-earned money to get a bunch of fake subscribers, a bunch of fake likes, and a bunch of fake whatever? What the fuck is the point in that shit, bro?
Yeah, there ain't no point.
I don't think that's quite as severe of a case as it used to be, because I used to use YouTube to watch like video games and things like that. That used to be something that like YouTubers would do.
No, people still do that, bro. I just told you, Untangible. I got a guy here right now. This is how he makes money. He doesn't work. This is what he does. He has all these fucking different accounts. He got people paying him to do that. That shit happens now, dog.
Yeah. It used to be more severe like 5-6 years ago.
Like, it's just stupid. And I mean, they'll follow up like for a while. he told me how the deals work. Like they'll pay him $500 or some stupid shit, and they'll subscribe and they'll hit likes, and you know they might not do all the comment, but he'll subscribe and hit likes on their video. Subscribe and hit likes on their video, and then after a while he stops. If they want him to hit likes and comment or something, he charge them for that shit. And I'm like, bro, what is the point in that? Because you're spending way more money than you'll ever make off this shit. You gotta have like a lot of shit going on, a lot of super chats coming in for you to really make, you know, some serious money. That's why a lot of us still work or do real estate or have our small businesses or something. We still do other things because this ain't fucking paying the bills. And with the subscribers we get, that shit ain't paying the bills. And with that fucking shit that H Money got, he saw Willie Williams. That's 2,500 subscribers. Even if they was real, he ain't gonna be making a whole lot of money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, like with YouTube videos, I mean, I think you only make money once you crack like 400 plus viewers. I don't know if the algorithm has changed, but I believe you have to make. I believe the only way to make a cent is if you get like 400 plus viewers, and most people on YouTube boxing community don't do that.
If bro, most of the time, bro, all on my shits. Every video gets fucking the yellow sign. Every single one of them. Even the ones I don't curse in, like the little 5-10 minute videos, bro.
Right.
Even when, so I got to review it, then it'll turn green, and you know, and you know,
and then it's worth $3.76.
Yeah.
You just put me through all of this bullshit for $3.76. You fuckers. You know what I mean? That's basically what it boils down to. So, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. You can get to the point where you actually, if you follow the algorithms, if you put up like certain videos and not have them demonetized, like Johnny was talking, you can make some money off of it. But what I'm saying is, it's nothing that you can do before, say, 100,000 subscribers. It's nothing that you could do to be worth spending that much money to get fake subscribers. Like, it's not worth it, bro. It's a waste of time.
And once you get to that point, what's the point in buying subscribers?
Right. What's the point? And then you're running around calling people failing YouTubers. Like, dude, you're a fraud. You're buying subscribers. You're a fraud. Like, how do you run a 6-hour live and at maximum, this motherfucker was running for 6 hours. At maximum, he would have 8 people in that
thing. He got like 5 times as many subscribers as me, and and he does lives on the regular, and that's the other thing. When you do lives on the regular, you tend to have more viewers. Okay, I've only done 1 live. I got up to 19 people on my live watching at the same time.
I don't even. Yeah, and I don't even stream very much at all. Once I got like 20 or 30 viewers. 20 to 30 viewers.
Right. You don't even see that. He supposedly has 2,500 subscribers. And then he runs around calling everyone else failing YouTubers. It's like, the thing is this. What I'm doing right now with YouTube, like, it's not financially motivated. And I have a lot of people that's a part of the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk family. I love to talk about boxing. The people up here love to talk about boxing, the fans that I talk with basketball and MMA and so forth. So I'm a successful YouTuber because I'm getting out of it what I want to get out of it. So how is that failing? Like, what you're doing is failing because you're actually spending money to accomplish nothing.
Yeah, that dude's just spending money to do 8-hour live streams, 5 hours ahead of the bum-ass Kings and Pelicans game.
Right. And you're accomplishing nothing. And if you're spending that much time hollering, it's lit up in here. It's lit. NBA basketball. With 2 or 3 people in there for 6 hours. What the fuck, bro? You're failing. Nobody's listening to you. So you're not getting yourself heard. Because that's the point in it for me. Like, let's get the truth. That's what we always preach, true media, right? Well, you can't get true media out if ain't nobody fucking listening to you.
Look at Luke.
Kings and the Pelicans game. Hell no.
It's lit up in here. Look at Luka Doncic. 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. He just passed the ball to Wesley Matthews, if he's still on the Mavericks. I don't remember.
Hey, I don't really know that dude that much to comment on that dude, but I remember one time one of the homies just moved into a house. He's like, "Hey man, come over," I was like, "All right, let's see what's up." So I go over there, and it was barely starting. It was like 5 people there, right? And this was a funny ass fool. He goes, "Damn, this shit's cracking."
Yo,
Oh, that shit was hilarious. It reminded me of that.
yo, D,
What
yo,
up?
D, I gotta ask you this because I mean it's something. As long as we're in this goddamn pandemic or whatever, what you think about Ferguson fighting Gaethje now as a replacement, bro?
I mean, I love it because here's the thing: it's nothing like the freaking Khabib fight that we didn't get the last 4 fucking times. But as a replacement, Gaethje's a dog. He's always ready to rumble, so it's good. It's a good replacement. I don't have a complaint with it under the circumstances.
No, that's what I was just curious because I know you be fucking with the UFC a little bit, like I do.
Yeah, no, and Rose Namajunas is on that card too.
That's my girlfriend.
Yeah, bro, she bangs too, dog. So it's gonna be pretty good if he can get it.
She's from the crib, bro. She's from Milwaukee, so I'm always rooting for her. Yeah, and
too, bro. She can fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I say, all things considered, bro, it's not bad because Gaethje's still a top 5, 4, 5, 6 lightweight, bro. So, yeah, and if any of y'all, I mean, I know we mostly boxing dudes. I am myself, but like, if y'all never seen fucking Gaethje and Poirier, bro, and Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez, bro, them are bangers, dog. Those fights are bangers, man.
Gaethje and anybody, because that motherfucker brings the smoke every time he steps in the ring. And I was just telling people earlier, if you're a boxing fan, buy this fight. And the reason I say that is because this fight can open up the door to bring boxing back. So don't stream it, fucking buy it, bro. Take the $30, $40 or $20, whatever. They might put it on the UFC app. So just pay the prescription for the month. But support this fight because if Dana White has success, this could be a venue or avenue to bring boxing back to us. Buy this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Spend the money to buy it.
So basically, Wood isn't actually asleep. He uploaded a video like an hour ago titled 78 Exposed Gets Lap Danced by Tranny.
Oh, all right. Well, he was asleep. He fell asleep. He fell asleep.
Yeah, I guess he woke up and was on some other shit. I don't know.
We heard him snoring and shit and everything. They was laughing, so I just put him on mute. I had to put him on mute.
Yeah, he was snoring. I thought he was someone's dog.
Yeah, he was fucking snoring and shit. That shit was funny, man. Yeah, Martin Machine. I just found out Martin Machine here in Columbus, bro. So when all of this shit die down, me and Mar gonna hit the bars and we're gonna start watching these fights. I got somebody Mar knows about boxing, so LA brought it up. Like, do I have anybody to watch boxing with? And I ain't really have anybody to watch boxing with, but now Mar, that's cool to have somebody that really know boxing. Like, if you in certain places in this country, like Philly, Chicago, like the real heavy boxing cities, Detroit, then you probably will find somebody else to watch boxing with. But when you in fucking Columbus, Ohio, or fucking Richmond, Virginia, I mean, we only had one star from there, which was Pernell Whitaker, that amount to anything. And he wasn't from Virginia, but he was from Virginia. You're not going to really find a bunch of diehard boxing fans and people you can actually talk to about boxing that know what they're talking about. Around here casual, bro. They don't know shit about boxing.
And even though like Pernell Whitaker was famous, though, it was not like he was this superstar who was bringing all this boxing attention to the DMV. Like he was a pay-per-view fighter, but he wasn't a pay-per-view star. So, he didn't really bring much to the DMV. And there's no boxing conversations going on in DC.
People knew more about Pernell, like after, like in his later times when he was on his way out the door. They knew more about Pernell then around that area. You know what I mean? Like diehard boxing fans, a lot of boxing fans, like my uncles and shit, we knew about Pernell, but I'm just like the average fan and shit. You know what I mean? They weren't on him. Then when he got laid, he started to get toward those ending fights because he was a hometown boy. and he was already on the scene, the cameras hit him, then he became more popular in the immediate area. But, guys like myself and my uncles and my cousins, we followed that motherfucker when he hit the scene because we knew he was going to be special. You know what I mean? But my uncles used to box, so you could see that shit in it.
Yeah, I became a fan. I became a fan of Sweet Pete when he fought Chavez. I remember that I was young, and I remember that fight. And my dad goes, "It was a draw, right?" My dad goes, "Oh, he got robbed." I was like, "Who? Chavez got robbed?" He's like, "Nah." He's like, "Other guy got robbed." I was like, "Oh shit!" And my dad's a big Chavez fan,
Yeah.
So I gotta keep it.
That already. He keep it 100 because a lot of Hispanic fans, and trust me, I got Hispanics in my family, and a lot of them won't. They was like, "No, Chavez." I'm like, "Man, y'all motherfucking crazy, man. They robbed the shit out of Sweet Pea." Don't fucking call me though. Like I won't on either side. They already do that shit. They robbed the fuck out of Pernell for that fight, dog.
Yeah, my uncle from Sicily he just passed away, so I guess I can say it now. But he's on I ain't gonna say it. He's on Box Rec. He just passed away too. He fucking
yeah, rest in peace to him.
Yeah, he just passed away too. But he had like 12 or 13 pro fights, bro. But he fucking owed the mob dudes a bunch of money out back there in the day, and they chopped his foot off. And he
shit.
I always used to tell people he got it blown off in Nam, but he passed away now, so it's all good.
Oh, damn. That's crazy. Wow. See, they had other dangers of the sports back then. Inside the ring, outside the ring, around the motherfucking ring. They were like, Johnny Boy Holland, they used to try to force guys to take the dive and shit. That shit could end in you getting your goddamn shit twisted back. Now, a lot of fighters, they don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Nobody.
Yeah, Rocky Marciano, and I mean, no disrespect to him. I mean, he was a great fighter and whatnot, but I mean, that dude was in bed with the mob, from what I heard.
Oh yeah, so was Loma. So was Basilio fought him off. He didn't want nothing to do with that shit.
Primo Carnera being the obvious.
Obviously, Primo Carnera. Probably, I'm sure. I mean, it's, so far back, who knows? But I can almost guarantee you Johnny Dundee knew some of them cats, too.
Hey, man, the thing is that was what led to how corrupt the sport was. And
yeah,
a lot of that shit was eliminated. That's when things changed. But it's nothing that you can do. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. It's not much you can do with that type of presence in the background. This is life-threatening presence. So it is just going to happen. And you just got to fucking accept that because it's either the boxer risk his life or a family member's life or do what the fuck they tell him in the ring. So with that presence not really being around, we still on some fuck shit in boxing, but it's not that bad because they don't have that.
Now it's more so for financial gain when they do that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy shit.
Like Malik Scott against Wilder. Some bullshit.
That looked like a dive. I'm not even gonna lie.
It looked like a dive. It was a dive.
Yeah, that dude got hit on the gloves, and he just
the gloves like clean on the gloves. His hands was his gloves was up in front of his head. He got it clean on the gloves.
I could understand if he just fell down from it, but that dude literally got put to sleep.
Hey! Speaking of dives, have you guys seen one of my boys brought it up to me, and I was looking at it the other day. That should have kind of suspect. You guys remember Kovalev when he knocked down Yard?
Yeah.
Nah, that wasn't a dive.
Hold on.
Wait.
Let him finish. Let me finish. All right, go back to that fight and look at the audience. There's a guy that stands up and he says, and he looks at Yard, and Yard's looking at him, and he says, "Go down." Like he points his finger.
Yeah, because he probably wanted him to take a knee though, because Yard was getting pieced up at that point.
Yeah,
he needed to do something.
No,
taking a knee probably would have been the smartest thing to do.
But I'm saying that looks kind of weird, no? Like
I can see where you're coming from with that. I can understand that.
Yeah,
I can see where you're coming from, but
I'm not saying he took a dive. I'm just saying it looks kind of something.
I would put a lot of money on that. he probably was telling him to take a knee so he can, you know, have 10 seconds, try and gain some time, try and gain some composure, because Yard's corner in that, telling him to go out for all broke after the 8th round was just like the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Because
Like,
go and look at
Kovalev was already hurt. All he needed to do was go out and keep boxing. Like, he didn't need to go look for the knockout, because he went to look for the knockout, gassed himself out. He had no energy. He got dropped by a jab. Like, everything that happened after that 8th round was his corner's fault.
Yeah, I mean, the guy just you know, the reason why he went down is just, you know, because he gassed out. I mean, he was gassed. He was discombobulated. He was getting hit. I mean, had the fight got on, he could have taken more damage. So, honestly, taking a knee would have been smart.
Yeah, no, but just go. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not saying he took a dive. I'm just saying it looks kind of weird. You know what I mean? I don't accuse anybody of stuff.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I can understand that.
Look at it. When you guys have a chance, go back and look at it like in slow motion. Look at the audience.
Hey, LA.
What's up?
Boxer Alvarez said, is LA and Hefe the same person? Real question.
Man, hell no. Hey, how long has boxing Alvarez been? How long has he been watching boxing?
No.
How old are you, bro?
Hey,
how old are you, bro?
How old are you? Hey, put some respect on my name.
Oh shit! I just got to show you that. No, Alvarez, that's
age is just a social construct, guys.
Nah, you know what? Last night he got bodied bad by L Dog, Doughboy, and Mark, and not at the same time. Like, they didn't gang up on him. It was back to back body.
How do you go 0-3 in one day?
He did that on his first one of his lives when me and IBT jumped on. We bodied him inside 5 minutes each.
I got him on his first live. I got him on his first.
God,
I was the first one to body him on his own life.
Yeah, I remember
every time we bodied him, he changed the subject. Every single time he got bodied, he changed the subject.
You know what?
Hey, but
that
fool was funny as fuck though. And Hefe, he's funny. You know, that fool be he chose his own channels. He's like, hey man, when he's getting bodied, he's like, hey man, let's look at the chat real quick. Look at this comment. His own comment.
Yeah,
he's like, I'll tell you this, Boxer. This is how you can tell what the difference is. Just listen to what they say. Then you'll know. LA talks boxing. El Jefe talks rhetoric. That'll be
El Jefe. I mean, El Jefe, like that dude almost. I think he's scared of me because that dude, like every time I come on his live, he always changes the subject. Because he knows I'm hunting for him.
I ain't debating today, man.
Hold on, hey, hold on. John, when you came in the first time, I was like John Cable in the building. I always shout you out, but if you didn't hear it, I say it again. John Cable in the building. What's good? All right, go ahead, dog. All right. I don't know who that was, but my bad. I just want to say that to John. Go ahead, dog.
Last night it was funny because he was debating. He was trying to say that Ajagba is the best heavyweight prospect right now, and his reasoning was because Ajagba.
He's
one
American.
of his reasons is that he's in America and he's training in America. And it's like, okay, if that really made a difference, then how come Wilder, who grew up in America, trains in America, got his ass whooped by a European?
What El Jefe doesn't really understand is that the heavyweight division is not just an American-centric division anymore. I mean, over the last 20 years, it has been pretty much predominantly owned by UK fighters and German fighters. Klitschko, well, I guess Eastern European fighters. Klitschko. I mean, Joshua, Lewis, Hay was in the division at one point. You have Ruslan Chagayev, who was once a champion.
I mean, even right now, there's not that many heavyweights, American heavyweights that are really doing anything.
Yeah, like who do you got? Like Deontay Wilder, James Franklin. That may be Stephen Shaw. I don't know, man.
Like he needs to realize, okay, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your American boxers.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that. But just because they're American, that doesn't automatically make them better than everybody else.
Yeah. Honestly, I think boxing is probably at its most diverse state. You have great African American fighters, white fighters, UK fighters, Eastern European fighters, Asian fighters, African fighters. I mean, great fighters of all different ethnicities. I don't really think people have really prepared for that or really understand that.
Intangible. This is what got my bad. I had to step away for a second, but it fucking got some eggs and toast and some fucking bacon over here. But anyways, this is what drives me fucking crazy. Okay. Boxing's a sport that brings people together from all over the world. Africa, Asia, Europe, the Americas, etc. So why in the fuck would you want to divide it and make it into American versus fucking everybody? Like, that's just stupid to me, bro. Like, it's a global sport, bro. People come from all over. You know, it's not the fucking NFL where it's just in America, you know, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stupid as hell, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I mean, mostly, non-American cards, they don't really watch it. I mean, smaller weight fighters is mostly based in Asia, but what if smaller weight fighters is mostly based in America? What if American fighters were, you know, dominating the lower weight fighters? They'd probably watch it. And I mean, the heavyweight division, when Wilder wasn't a champion, they didn't pay any attention to it. I mean, they basically treated it like it was minimum weight when Klitschko was reigning.
Yeah, I mean, bro.
I mean, I gotta give credit to one guy though, Mr. Boxing Today, who is a American boxing fan who covers heavyweight boxing. He is a Wilder fan as well. He's not like that.
There are a lot of American boxing fans that actually know their stuff and that actually know boxing through and through.
Yeah, but a lot of them tend not to be a Deontay Wilder fan. This guy's a Deontay Wilder fan, and he's been covering the heavyweight division since like forever. I don't know if you ever seen him, Mr. Boxing Today. I think it's Mr. Boxing Today too. But I mean, he's been covering prospects and stuff for years, since way before anybody gave a fuck about Deontay Wilder. He's a Deontay Wilder fan, so when it comes to his opinion, I don't go over there and hassle him about it because I think he's earned the right to his opinion when it comes to the heavyweight division.
Hey D, I'm gonna have to bounce, brother. I just woke up and shit, so you gotta give me a few.
Hey man, what's your thing on, Johnny Boy? I'm gonna get on. Was you going live later?
Yeah, probably. All
right, I'm gonna jump on there.
All right, Red and Tangible, everybody, y'all stay up, bro.
All right, John.
Peace.
All right, John.
Yeah. All right, peace. But
gun rights. So I'll let y'all get hell no gun rights. I ain't falling asleep. I was looking down at the chat. Everybody always say I don't pay attention to the chat, but I did have some wake and bake though, so it might be confused for sleepiness.
You didn't have to go to the donut shop today?
No, sir. That's just I do that for a couple of reasons. Red. Well, at least when I started was before all of this corona nonsense. But the issue that I had when I got ill, I needed to be more active because I was in the house more. So, the docs told me I needed to get the juices flowing. So I really took it on for that reason. So it's not like a full-time job or nothing like that. It's just something to be more active, bro, for real. And I go there like 3 days a week, do the little D donut shop. I let them schedule me whenever the fuck they want to. I don't give a fuck. It's only 3 days a week. Feel me?
It's all good, D. I know you're a grown man and you got stuff you got to take care of, whether it be your health or your family.
Yeah, it's more that's my health reasons. And it helped out. Like I got the new computer and paid for like the Adobe Premiere Pro and a couple of fucking programs. I spent a lot of that money on the YouTube channel, so it was good for that. But it's more or less for health reasons, you know what I mean? Like get out and move it.
Hey, yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, D, yeah, I just came back because I was having bad reception, but I'll be listening, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right, yeah, appreciate you, Raider. Always welcome, bro.
All right, for sure. Thanks, guys. Later.
All right. Steven
But
Schneider
D,
said I'm smoking now. I'm going into work. Yep, there you go, Steven. Wake and bake, brother. What's up, Red?
D, so can we expect to see the Mar the Machine and Duncan D. Jefferson boxing podcast?
I don't know. I mean, shit. If Mar down with it, I never really seen Mar on the live, but
I haven't either. Nah, I just wanted an excuse to call you Duncan D. Jefferson.
Yeah, that's it's like 3 different names floating. D Dunkin' Donut. That was Samuel, and then it's Donut Shop D, and then it's D Donut Shop. So whatever the pick, I call it D Donut Shop in the morning. So I thought it was. I did it one time, bro, and then I didn't really do it again. And then, bro, I must have got like 5 DMs, about 10 different comments on other videos, and they was like, "Yo, what happened to D Donut Shop in the morning?" I was like, "Oh shit, people wanted me to do that shit." So I just started doing it all the time because after the first time, like 15 requests in the next 2 days was requesting to do it again. So I just did it again. You know what I mean?
People like people like catchy names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it's good that you have like your phrase, for the love of sports, let's talk about it. You come up with something and you make it your own, people like that. So I mean, I
can't wait to start merchandising because we gonna get our shirts. You idiot.
Yeah.
You idiot.
I got some of those sold already, bro. You idiot.
And if you're a Patreon patron, then you can get the "You fucking idiot" shirt.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding about that.
What about people saying go down to 168 to fight Canelo? Your thoughts? It's reasonable because it would be Bivol is seeing these things like unlike the regular sports fan. It would kind of be unfair to ask Canelo to fight him at 175. So he said, "I'll come down to 168 to fight." So I think it's a reasonable call out. But I will say this: I don't think it should happen before he fights Beterbiev. Even though it would be good for his legacy to get Canelo under his name, it damn sure would be good for his pockets. I think it's a proven fight to fight the champion at 175 to unify that belt. If he was to go in there and fight Beterbiev and beat him, then go mess with Canelo. Because I think Bivol has a chance to beat Beterbiev. A lot of people don't, but I do.
Do you think Canelo will get credit for Bivol at 168 though?
Sure he will. Why not? Anybody that didn't give Canelo credit for Bivol at 168 or 175 is a fucking idiot. Because Bivol.
My point is because he's.
Win. I don't think Canelo beats him. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's just because he would be getting Bivol to come down. Like Bivol
getting Bivol to come down because Bivol offered to come down.
Oh, okay.
Canelo never asked him. Bivol said this Raider, just in case you don't know, this is not the first time Bivol said this. Bivol said this before, that he would come down for Canelo. So it's not like this whole what they accuse Canelo for making guys.
Yeah, but you already know Canelo haters.
I know they're going to say it anyway, but it's not going to be the case because Bivol offered to come down and do it. It wasn't a Canelo, I'll see you at 168. It won't like that.
Wasn't he talking about just moving down and just in general at one point, way before all this? So I mean, here's the thing, and I think Boxing Librarian made a really good point about this. Like the thing is, people want to complain about the weight, the rehydration clauses and all that, and I understand why. But this is a very good point that Boxing Librarian made. These guys are signing the contracts knowing these stipulations. They're not opposing to them. If they're gonna oppose it, then they should just not sign the contract. So my only issue with it is, why not do it for? If he was doing it for all his fights, then I would be like, okay, you know, this is a regular occurrence. But he seems to pick and choose when he wants to go behind all that. So I still take issue with it to a point. But still, these guys are still signing the contract.
And he's picking and choosing to make it favorable for him. I mean, let's keep it real. That's why he's doing it. He's doing it with certain fighters. It doesn't fucking matter. And then with other fighters, it's favorable to him. And since he has the power to do that, and the power is simply the money, because these guys are willing to fight him under those conditions. The thing is, I lean on what Red is talking about. These guys are willing to fight him under those conditions. So if they're willing, the fans should just shut the fuck up, because the fighter was willing to do it. The fighter signed the contract. The fighter went into the ring at the catch weight. So why are you talking about it?
Yeah, it's just like these excuses. If the fighter is not complaining about it,
right,
then why are you complaining about it? Like if anybody has a right to complain, it's them. So whether it be rehydration clause or anything like that, don't make excuses or arguments for these guys when they're not even complaining about it themselves.
Yeah, I don't like that. If you're making an excuse for a fighter and he hasn't even said that shit, like, just miss me with that. Like, he can't be doing that.
I think they would have more reason to put heat on Canelo if the situation was like, okay, the fighter was willing to accept the fight, then Canelo comes with these catch weights and stuff like that, and the fighter like, nah, I don't want to fight the fight under those conditions, and then we don't get the fight because of that. Then I think Canelo deserves a lot of heat, because you was trying to make him fight under this bullshit. You should have just fought him straight up. But since they decided to go ahead and fight, you can't give Canelo any heat. Those are the terms that he offered. It's just like taking a position with a company. Okay, we're going to give you $75,000 a year. And he's like, okay, bet, I'll take that job. You know, well, not me, because I hate jobs, but you'll take that job, right? 75 grand a year sounds great. You got benefits, blah, blah, blah. You found out 3 months later that the company across town would have hired you for $95,000 plus $10,000 bonus. And now you start giving that job some shit. Well, you accepted the offer. Why is it that job's fault? You could have made money here or did that there, but you accepted the offer. So if you accept the offer, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. It's just that simple. It's just like any contract in any sports. If you accept the money, then you do what you contracted for. No excuses. That's just how I see it. So, I mean, Floyd did it. Floyd had plenty of fights, and you know, it's always the Floyd fans that bang Canelo and Canelo fans that bang Floyd. But the reality is, a lot of these guys, you get A side for a reason. A side so you can push the fight to be favorable to you. That's just what it is. The fight's going to be favorable to the A side. So either the B side can accept the fight or not.
Yeah, and one thing, and me, I'm not a Canelo fan, but one thing I gotta give him credit for is he accepted B-side twice. The first time didn't work out too well for him because he lost, but the second time when he fought Cotto, that paid off dividends. He only got 25% of the purse in that fight. You know, he got A-sided really bad. You know, like I'm talking about. It got flexed on him real bad. I remember like complaining about him. Like I think when it comes to these guys are professionals, they shouldn't get any less than 35%. So, and I still stand by that. But anyways, he took 25%, and look, he beat Cotto, and he's been the man ever since. He was already the man in most situations at that point, but he like solidified it for sure. And ain't nobody gonna ever. I don't think anybody will ever A-side him again. I think he'll always be the A-side.
But that's where the new school fighters ain't learning. They're not willing to take B-side to become the A-side. They just want the A-side now.
Did Canelo take 25% versus Cotto?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Cotto took 75% of the purse in that fight, and I still disagree with it.
In that case, I know Cotto was like the A side. I mean, he was the champion. He's been in the sport very long. He has a big Puerto Rican fan base. But I mean, 25%. I mean, Canelo was an already pretty established guy at that point. He had a big fan base, and he's been on there on a Floyd card that actually did better than Cotto. So I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah, I know. You would think even with Cotto being 8 side, it would have been more of a even split, like not 50-50, but something a lot closer to it than
60-40,
70.
something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
55-45.
But nah, it was completely one sided. Like it was 75-25. But you know what? It's called the cost of doing business. He felt that he could beat him, and he was right. He beat him, and now look at how much money he's making. 35 million a fight. You know, I think that was a good investment on his part, taking that 25%.
Somebody should tell Wilder to think about that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Too late.
Yeah, that was my point. That this new crop, they don't want to take the short money for in the long term to get that big money. They want it now, and that's why these fights aren't happening.
Late. Too late. Deontay Wilder. This here is zucchini bread.
Yo, D, don't say that name too many times. Smoke's gonna come on.
Terrific. Yeah. Smoke sleep. Smoke was on live for about 14 hours straight yesterday.
I know. I was on with him. I was on with him late on, but I dropped off.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I woke up and I saw Unbiased at this end of his stream. I'm like, damn, he was on all night like that.
Yeah,
7 hours, man.
It was good though. It was a good vibe.
Yeah, we was talking religion and
yeah. I must have jumped off just before you came on, D.
Yeah. I was in the chat when you was on.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing. When you have a good vibe like that, it's best if you can. You know, you can't always do that because you got responsibilities. But if you have the ability to, you should really take advantage of it and just stay on. That's why my first live was supposed to be just a test. It's just supposed to be me learning how StreamYard works. And then people started asking for links and stuff. The next thing I know, it became a 3-hour live. It was like, I think it was almost 3.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. This one been running for 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, man. You could chop up boxing forever, man.
Yeah, but I think it's better when, like, and I've always run, not always, but I've run lives like this a lot of times. I think it's better when you talk about boxing, but also allow other things to come in. You know what I mean? I think that will help extend the live. Like, we're talking about certain fights, we're talking about fights, and then somebody talk about it. He's like, I know this is off topic, but you ever had somebody punch you in your face and you didn't want to fight them, but you ended up fighting them anyway? Well, that can last for like another fucking 50 minutes, and then you turn back to boxing. I think that makes the lives extend longer. We did that a lot on here. We did it on Unbiased. We used to do it on the UDC all the time. Like, we'd be talking about just anything. But with that being said, this damn zucchini bread, man, I'm like a damn hummingbird. I gotta fix me some food, guys. And, well, I've been on for, like I said, almost 4 hours. So since y'all the last 4 riding on, let me get some closing thoughts. Intangible boxing. Y'all go check out my man Intangible Boxing. Great content. He knows boxing. He's on his way to being a historian. Got some closing thoughts, Intangible.
Thanks for having me on, and salute to everybody on the panel. I'll try to come on your next stream. I haven't been catching up with your streams as of late. Of course, the notification things have been been kind of slacking with YouTube, so I'm gonna try to catch as many streams as I can. So
that's what's up, bro. Appreciate
you. See y'all later.
All right, Eric, my man, Eric from the UK.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, D, thanks for having me on. I'm just going to shopping now anyway, so good timing.
All right, well, I appreciate you as always coming on, Eric.
Yeah, I'll jump on the next one.
All right, bro. My man, Red Glove Militant. Hey, everybody go check out my man, Red Glove Militant. Fire content. Red Glove, definitely no fucking boxing. Red Glove is probably one of the coldest dudes I know with that editing deal. So go check out my man, Red Glove. Red Glove got some closing thoughts.
Yeah. First off, thank you so much for having me, D. Greatly appreciate it. You're definitely a very good host. So
Appreciate that.
I want to give you credit for that. I'd like to see what happens with this whole Dana White thing. Like I said, I don't think this is a good long-term thing, but if they can make it work, we could see boxing sooner rather than later. And in the meantime, so at least until we can get a little bit more sense of normalcy. Definitely subscribe to everybody who was on the panel today. I think there was, there wasn't no eight monies and nothing like that, so I can say that with confidence.
Right.
And if you haven't done so, subscribe to D and hit the like button and follow him on Twitter and all that stuff. Like support him in every way you possibly can.
Yeah, on Twitter and Facebook it's the same. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Well, I'm sorry. On Twitter and Instagram it's the same. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. On Facebook is, I think I said it wrong. I don't know, man. I gotta get.
I'm sure they could.
No, I got it. Here it goes. At Speak Your Mind, all caps, ST, on Twitter, and then the other two on Facebook. I mean, on Facebook, your Instagram, just Speak Your Mind Sports Talk.
So support the man. He works very hard to do this. You see, he even does it from his job that he has on the side. So he's working real hard to give y'all content. Make sure you support him. And that's all I got, D.
All right. Hey, Red, before you leave Friday, early on the live Friday, we're going to revisit the Cotto Mayweather fight. We're going to go back and watch that. I got a bunch of guys, me unbiased, Eric, so far. We're going to watch the fight. I'm going to put a live up, and we're going to sit and talk about that fight because it was one of those controversial fights. Because I just watched the fight a couple of days ago, and I saw it differently. And I was like, wow, it's just amazing when as you gain more knowledge and you get deeper into the sport, when you watch the fight, you kind of see it differently. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk about that fight Friday. I put it 2 days away so everybody can get a chance to go back and watch the fight.
All right, I'm gonna watch it, and if I can, I'll join the live. At the very least, I should be in the chat giving my thoughts. If not,
all right, that's what's up.
I'm gonna watch it. Thanks for giving me that info.
All right, Red. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, peace.
And my final thoughts are, yes, soccer training club. I agree with you. Great final thoughts, my friend. Don't hit your kids, man. Steven Schneider, thanks. He says great show. But hey guys, my final thoughts are this. Do everything you can throughout this situation to stay happy. Nobody needs to be losing their minds in the house. Stay sane. So hopefully these lives can help us, keep us active. Join somebody else's lives, put up your own lives, spend time with your kids, watch cartoon movies or whatever, but just do everything you can to stay happy and stay sane. Appreciate all you guys coming out and listening to me rambling on for almost 4 hours. But y'all know how I always in this thing. For the love of sports, talk about it. Peace.